share the screen and we'll kind of go from there. Let me do this. First off, how's everybody doing? How's it going, Larry, Molten, Beats, Danny? I prefer not to be Pete, Pucks, and Salwa. All you guys, what's up? A couple guys.
Pucks and I aren't paying attention. We're talking about lunch.
Where you guys going?
We don't know.
I'm
That's what we're
jealous.
That's what we're talking about.
I think about Vegas food at least once a week. It's disgusting. I can't wait. Just chilling. Yeah, good to see you guys, man. Let's get better today. And yeah, make it happen. And one little exercise I think we do in the cash game study group, which I think is pretty cool and beneficial to get to know each other a little bit better, might be asking you guys where you're from, what stakes you're currently playing right now. And I think that's kind of Beats.
From Pahrump?
From Pahrump.
Yeah.
What's up, man? Where you from, buddy?
Stakes?
Tell everybody where you're from. You can introduce yourself. What's your first name as well, if you'd like?
First name is Isaac.
Isaac.
Yeah, about an hour outside of Vegas in Pahrump.
Nice. What stakes you playing?
Online, right now, playing a little bit lower because I'm doing a personal ACR challenge, going 200 to 10K.
Good luck.
First, what am I, 2.5 weeks in, and about 500 now. So we're positive. So
sounds
that's
reasonable.
Good. But yeah, so right now I'm playing like 440 and under for the most part.
Okay.
On that, but normal stakes up to 33.
Why are you doing a bankroll challenge on one of the notoriously highest variance sites and doing when you could play? Is it financial or you can?
No, it's not financial. It's
okay.
Actually,
Well, just play the normal shit with the other roll then.
Yeah, I've been playing some of the normal stuff outside of that challenge, but it's having a conversation with somebody else. It's kind of a challenge myself on one of the highest variant sites and also one that has a little bit higher quality player pool.
Sounds like I would be doing things in literally the complete opposite of you. Rather than I would literally be going for the softest player pool and the lowest variance and the easiest money and getting the most out of my time. Game selecting. Why are we doing this? I just need to know why though. It's none of my business. I don't want to get into it and waste a lot of people's time.
Just challenging myself.
For you.
Challenging myself on the site that I've done the worst on.
Sounds insane, but good luck, sir.
I know.
I know you're good. Molten, where are you from, buddy?
You know what Jay always says is find a game you can't beat and play the shit out of it.
No, he's never. He actually says the opposite of that. He literally says find a game you can beat and play the hell out of it. Don't find the hardest game around for the lowest hourly possible and play the hell out of that. That's the opposite. Molten. Much love, Beats. I love you, buddy.
I'm 30 minutes from LA.
Okay.
I'm currently play 2.5 live sometimes and up to 2.18 online.
Up to 2.18s. Multiple sites, all the sites?
All global.
Only global, just 2.18 to gold. Larry, MTTs. Where you from, buddy, on MTTs?
Hey, gentlemen. Yeah, I'm in Austin, Texas.
Austin, yeah, I knew that, but for the group, for people who don't know that, and what stakes online?
Yeah, so I used to play more MTTs to cash. I actually play more cash now, but when I played MTTs, it was usually between like $11 to settling into 110s.
Okay, into 110s. Okay, good. Okay. How about you, Danny?
I got a question for Larry.
Go ahead.
Did you go play the lodge last week?
Oh, no, I did play a lodge.
Oh, okay.
There were some juicy steaks up there, though.
I had a follow-up question. If you did, I was wondering if you met Justin there.
No, I didn't make it up there.
All right, Danny, how about yourself?
I'm from Dallas, living in OKC right now.
Oh, nice. Okay. How about what stakes you playing for online tournaments?
Just micro on ACR.
Micros on the ACR, so you're about in the same streets as Beats. Okay. Nice. I'm just trying to get an idea where everybody is from a tournament. From stakes perspective, what stakes everybody's playing in this group, who's here, where you guys from, what sites you plan on. It kind of helps me understand once we start talking about exploit type stuff and player pool tendencies. I prefer not to. How you doing, friend?
Yo, I'm good.
Yeah, go ahead, bud.
Andrew from New Jersey. I play 30s, 50s, and recently started playing 109s, like
Hey.
BetOnline, Global, and Vivada, and I have like a tiny bankroll on ACR. I wish I barely play it, but it's the hardest fucking site, and there's too many like Eastern European countries. So, I play like micro stakes on ACR, but like mid.
I know what you mean.
Mid stakes on everything else. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, you sound like standard American reg like me.
Yeah.
But obviously, I play like all those same sites and literally dust on ACR. Just I have money there. I just have a hard time firing anything.
Your money there is just for giveaways on the study stream.
I just give the money away.
every 6 months, like, Toad, can
Yeah.
you send me $600? I ran out because of giveaways, not variants.
My whole goal is to just like win like a fucking $5 or $10 tournament, and then that's just gonna trickle down to like $500 again. But like, I refuse to deposit. I'm just like, I need to earn this, but
Yeah.
it's just
Cool, man. Thank you. BP 88. You got a mic? Or you type in chat, or is that a lurk bot? Lurking, kicking it? It's all good. Hux, you got a mic today? You can type in as well.
I do. No, I'm here. I live in Brooklyn. I am currently in Las Vegas, however. So yeah, which is how Toe and I are gonna grab lunch.
Nice.
I play mostly 11s and 33s and some of the global 55s on global, on Bovada, on BetOnline, and on ACR because I won one tournament. I have a bankroll there, but that's literally all I've ever won on ACR. And I'll probably go play a winner in Aria Daily today, so that's very exciting.
Oh, nice, dude. Hell yeah. We're rooting for you. Let's get warmed up. So cool. That's good to see. So you play tournaments, bud? Or just no mic? What state? Okay. No, not playing tournaments anymore. Just dropped in because I happen to have Discord open. Nice. He's just lurking, absorbing the game because he is a student of the game.
He likes
Nice.
you.
Hey, he's the man.
I was at the you're a popular guy, man. I was at the final table of the Blitz last night, and I doubled up on some short stack, and someone said something about Sixes Mafia or something. Do it for the fam. They shouted you out when I doubled up.
That's awesome. It's probably just somebody who's in one of my regs or something from the chat. Nah, just one of these regs who we're boys with. So BP, what stakes, man? I'm just trying to get idea because right now the average stakes in the group, I would say, are about 33, 27.50, 27 to 33, maybe. I wouldn't say 50 is a little high for ABI for the entire group. So nonetheless, okay, that helps me. Everybody, we don't really have any Europeans in here. We don't have anybody really playing over 218 buy-in on the reg. Myself and Toe probably playing some of the higher stakes where we're firing some 218. Toe's firing 218s every day. I fire occasionally. I've been putting in like 10 tables. Always firing a couple hundreds a night, playing 300s on weekend. Toe's 300s on Sundays, bigger tournaments, 162s. So we have a lot of experience, and we've probably beaten the stakes that a lot of you are playing right now as well. So not a brag post, just trying to like establish where everybody's at, and it helps. So cool. Let's look at some BBB play. One thing I was doing earlier and some thoughts I was putting into this is we have a pretty aggressive raising range here at 30. And one thing, looking at my database, I take a lot of these partial frequency hands in this region and some of this region, and doing way too much calling. Where I think population versus this is.
Do you think you're sharing your screen?
Yes, I do.
You're
Or
not.
not. Pep stole it.
That's right. I was sharing it. Here, sorry. So BBB, thought I was sharing the screen. Cool. BBB, we're just gonna start at 40 chip EV and have some discussions on this because I think there's some interesting things that happen with populations and us being ultra aware in situations to maximize EV and just rake a lot of pots and be very aggressive because here's our 3.5 range in the small blind, which is about 30% of hands, a lot of hands mixing. Obviously, we're pretty strong linear, the ace queen mixing. And then we have some suited fours, suited fives, mixing raises in as well. Offsuit sevens, eights, nines in there as well. I was just thinking today that versus this, I don't know if population's playing as well versus 3.5 and calling this range, mixing these 3-bets ever. So I'm just thinking like maybe we print a little bit more EV if people are going to be folding some of this region. I know guys are going to be folding occasionally. Some of the tighter guys are going to be folding this kind of shit. Certainly the offsuit paint's going to be out of there. We're never really getting 3-bet as a bluff ever as well. So I'm just trying to think of how that influences, but also just being stronger at having a better mixed frequency and not just calling too much in this spot. So if you look at your database, overall, we should be about 30-35% raised from the small blind. And I think it's pretty good. So we're going to drill a few of these. And then I'm going to look at when we get to some of the ICM portions of this range as well, how that changes. And drill that as well, because I think these spots, I mean, I'm 10 tabling, I play a lot, and getting into these spots versus different kind of opponents, matters. It gets folded around to you because at the small stakes, people are passive as fuck and nobody raises the button enough. These guys aren't aggressive in late position enough. So it's going to fold to you in the small, or these guys are going to complete in the small blind. And you got to just know when to be aggressive. Being aggressive enough and just being able to run the table over is a skill that we need to develop if we want to crush it. Cool. What up, Skate? This would be a good note lock in HRC. I agree. My ABI is quite reduced because I do the 330 home game. I know what you mean. Iggy tends to 27. Okay, cool. But yeah, I'm get this note locked as well, but being able to just intuitively think about how our opponents are going to be approaching these spots versus raise 17.5 is the money bubble. Bless you.
Sorry, excuse me.
No, that's cool. BBB, small blind, first in. And then when we're on money bubbles, looking at some of the difference, and then just being ultra, like look at this strategy on the money bubble for 40. Big difference than this. How about, so you really don't get too aggressive until you get down to 20, 25, but 40 you really tighten up. So, yeah, I really want to work on just drill some of this for about an hour on both ends and make sure we're strong there. So let's do this. I'm going to set up a drill for you guys. Make sure we're hitting these partial frequencies. We're going to drill pre-flop and ignore the post-flop at first. For the first half of this session, we're just going to drill pre-flop stuff. It sounds like it'd be mundane, but there's a lot of these hands in pre-flop and people are too passive, especially later. We'll do this. Pre-flop. Pre-flop only. Whatever. Confirm. BVB. I've never done just clicked pre-flop there and had to do that. I guess I could just put myself in a small blind.
That's new as of today.
Yeah, I know. I was literally playing with this last night, and it's like,
yeah, because they added in you can do with 8 max pre-flop asymmetrical stacks.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all brand new as of today.
Yeah, and then I just don't want it to do that. And they changed everything on me, man. Let me try something.
You want to go RFI for, or yeah, right?
Yeah,
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
you have an average 80 blind stack on asymmetrical right now.
Oh, okay. I see. I need to go to game modes. Wait a minute.
Oh, go back up to game.
Game,
Is
and
it
there's
here?
a settings gear. To the
Oh,
right.
it's right
there.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Here we go. We go to 40. Can I get multiple in here now and train multiple? Nah.
I don't know that this one does it. If you,
I don't want that start. Fuck it. Like, look how this is. Like, wait a minute. Why
so
is it doing
go
that?
to pre-flop and post-flop. Now it's back to what you're used to.
I see. That was weird, man. Then I can just do it this way. Oh, it must have been a setting I just got to. Okay, cool. Beach, you have a tight opponent here in the small blind. What are you mixing here? And what are your thoughts? Just straight chippy V. Are you pure calling this?
No, I mean, this is definitely a mix. I think probably 55-45 or so call. So yeah, definitely just mixing it.
Yeah, it's just mixing a lot. I'm really bad at this when I'm 10 table and probably don't mix this enough and just turn it into autopilot, which you look at the EV and it's going to be fine. But if we're paying attention in the slightest, if we have a tighter opponent, maybe we should be mixing a little bit more here.
Yeah, I think it's folding most.
Folding?
No,
Never folding.
I'm sorry. Blind versus blind. Okay. Yeah, calling.
Oh, it's going to take us to the streets anyway.
I just got here. Sorry.
Oh, you can. I was going to say you can change it over to where go down to under game mode.
Oh, just go to spot. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Just mixing whatever. Next hand. Offsuit 3s and 4s beats. Give us a few. And this is just a simple drill to warm up your thought process for blind versus blind in these spots. And I think it's not something we work on where it's understudied by the population. People play shit in the spot.
Offsuit 3 is the worst offsuit 3 I'm V pipping is Jack 3. And then with offsuit 4s, 5-4, and then go up to 10-4. So folding 6-4 to 9-4 off.
6-4 to 9-4 off. This would be a full frequency, full folding offsuit 3s, 4s, 2s, and 3s.
Yeah.
And some of our offsuit 4s.
Yeah.
100%.
I have a question. Is this strategy more or less the same in cash, or are you like still wider in MTTs?
You're folding way more in cash than folded too.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's no
because it's dead money in the rake. You're folding fucking it's just not. Yeah. This kind of shit gone.
No calling, fold.
Yeah. Well, there is some calling, but you just like going to be very selective and aware of your range in cash.
Okay.
But that's for our Tuesday group, my friend.
Tuesday.
That's for Tuesday.
You know me, I'm thinking ahead.
Go beats.
Mostly call. This is gonna mix probably 60-40 call.
And if you're using a little RNG,
Using that RNG, it's snuck in there, so 3-bet it.
yeah, great. Snuck in there. And versus someone tight or exploitatively trying to run a table over, I think it could be reasonable to raise a lot. I mean, we take into account our opponent is theoretically sound in these spots. And I'm trying to get us to start thinking in an exploitative sense, even when we're playing against a solver. Because the idea is you could see a lot of these hands are mixed frequency, right? Like between calling and raising. If our opponent plays pretty well in this spot and they're a decent reg, our mixed frequencies, we might just want to call a little bit more and then just limp call the reasonable ones and keep their range wider. Cool. Beats 2 more.
This I'd say is mostly call, probably 70-ish% call. So since we rolled a 5, we'll call.
Yep.
And this is just pure flat.
Yeah, the suited shit like this, and it's going to be the suited 4s and 5s that we mix in 10-4, 9-4, and stuff like that. We mix in raise with, right?
Yeah, you're gonna, and 4-3 is gonna have some. 5-4 is mainly gonna raise. 5 deuce is mainly gonna raise. But yeah,
Yeah.
this
4,
is
5.
yeah.
5-6 plus or
No,
5,
not
4.
5-6 plus. Yeah, 5-6, 4, 5, 5-6, not plus though. This portion of the range
Okay.
beats nailing every run. He's the human solver. That's why I put him in first.
Wow.
You put your highest on base percentage hitter on at bat first, right? Like Beats will crush this shit.
Just don't hit home runs. So
He doesn't hit the home run. Doesn't hit the home runs, but he'll get on base.
Beats the bot, like the other bot, beats the bot.
The bot. And we just saw it.
Pure flat.
Yep. So very good. We're gonna do one more person of this. Go down to about 25 big blinds so we can kind of see another stack that we're familiar with. Then we're gonna train in ICM mode. Do that for a bit, take a break, and then we'll maybe mix in some post-flop stuff. It might sound like a lot, but the whole emphasis of today is just blind versus blind work. You're gonna be in this, we're in this spot so fucking much. So good job, Beats. Thank you, my friend. Who else do we have here? Who's the next victim? Pucks. I know you're in Vegas, so if you're busy right now, if you're gambling or something, I feel you're at the Trop. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
You're at the Trop right now, right? Oh no, you're not at the Trop.
Not yet. That's
not yet.
No.
I hope the building doesn't collapse on you. So good luck.
Thank you. Just playing pool there.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, let's go for it.
Let's go for it. Offsuit ace X. You can tell me what you're doing from a frequencies base here, and what your thoughts are in game versus specific opponent types with this.
Yeah,
does it change?
I think this mixes. I feel like, and also maybe some limp 3-bet. Against spazzy opponents, I feel like I'd try that, but against most, I'm probably just making this 3x.
So just making this 3x versus, and you said this, you think this is mostly raising?
I bet it's like 60-40.
Would you limp jam or would you limp raise into what size? Say we limp and they make it 3.5 to 4. What size would you go?
I think you go 12 and you can fold if they jam.
Okay. Let's check his work. He thinks this is mostly raising, but he would limp raise with this one. If he didn't, he would go to 12 versus an aggressive opponent. 50-50. So I like it. Mostly raising because you know the people you play against are probably overfolding it, and it plays better like this than some out of position, post flop in some spots. And I want to see how we do when we limp raise it, because we call They use the 3.5 and we limp yam it. Or go to 10. If they go 3.5.
10, okay.
Yep. But limp yamming is pretty good. And you have to be pip. You can we do not limp fold the 3.5 with any ace X. Nope, none of them. Cool. 10-4-0
Think this is weak enough to fold?
versus a weak opponent or just some standard unknown. Would you just fold this as well?
Probably. I mean, maybe this is one I should be actually be pipping more. But yeah, I feel like 90% of the time I'm just folding this.
Interesting. Cap, would you ever just fold this? Are you just always folding this no matter who's to your left? Is this a hand you just don't have a VPIP with?
Oh no, I wouldn't say no matter who's there.
Yeah. Right.
No.
So if it's just some weak ass unknown, you're just gonna call limp lead enough where it's profit and it's printing. Yeah, I wouldn't always.
I
just
raise
fold
it
this.
sometimes too.
Yeah, some opponents. I mean, we'll see. But Puck says he's always folding it, and it's never a fold.
What?
Call limp lead.
Yeah, this is definitely a
Versus
spot
some-
I'm overfolding, I think, on
Like,
these sort of
look at
4x,
this.
5x. Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
It is on the edge, but still, that's good to know.
I mean, it's on the edge, but at the same time, like you got to have a pretty good case with somebody, or somebody's over ISOing. It's a reasonable reg. You know they're aggressive. You know they're going to ISO you, and it's like whatever. I'm not calling anyway. Let's just say. But most of the time, I'm not just gonna. I have a hard time folding even this 6-4 and 7-4 off versus people I don't know. But yeah.
I feel like I'm more likely to call 6-4 there than 10-4.
I know, right? Yeah, I'm surprised to see the 6-4 and 7-4 offs and then see this one's in there, but high card play. This one was in there earlier.
I do think this mixes some raise, but I'm probably mostly calling here. Probably like 75-25.
Mostly calling, mixing raise. Versus an aggressive opponent, does that skew anything, or are you just going to mostly call versus them or raise?
I think it's like keep it the same, because if I limp against an aggressive opponent, I'm going to see a lot of raising, and then I'm
Right.
trying to defend out of position. So I find just raising myself.
Yep.
I think mostly call.
Yeah, you mean you can never fold. But I mean, this is the beauty of it. And we should see that we shouldn't be autopilot in this spot as much. And that's just a quick, this drill is why I just want to kind of get in your heads. I think looking at my own hand histories, looking at some other hand histories, watching other people play, it's just too autopilot of a spot. So go ahead, Buck. What do you think about this? You got God's big toe to your left. What are you doing?
Limp jamming.
Limp jamming.
Actually, I don't remember. I don't know if this one was in there. I think it might have just been ace 5, ace 6. I can't remember now. But I think it's same. It's like mixing 50-50, raise and limp.
Okay.
If toes on my left, raising range
Raising range.
because he's in net.
Oh, that's a little bit less. And he's in there. All right.
You said none of the ace X is folding.
I wish they would give him a response after street.
If you do street, I think you'll get the response.
Yeah.
Piss.
We
It's
did
fine.
this one already, so 50-50.
It's fine. 50-50. This one's 50-50. Give it.
And he
Okay.
lost. And I'm dead.
And you lost. No. Let's
I'm
do
just
3
teasing.
more.
I was teasing by the way.
No, it's all good, man. We know. How about your suited hands?
This
F4?
is in that, I think Jack 5 is in that sort of half semicircle on the left that raises some. I'm going to say like it's 50-50 raise, Paul.
I think the queen 5 and maybe king 5 raise more, but that's just my smart ass opinion.
He just wanted to throw that in there just in case he's right. So 50-50.
No,
Sure, it's 50-50 for, yep, here you go, Skate. Just
Sort
so
of.
you can know for sure.
Yes.
Queen 5, no. King 5, no, but a little bit better. The King 7 plus.
King.
And yep, very good call. Pucks in this region here.
I'm wrong again.
Suited 3, 4, 5, the weak ones, right? I always get confused and throw 8, 3 in there because I'm unsure. And I just think I can only envision this block sometimes if I'm gonna raise. So we said this was 50-50, and we're gonna take the aggressive option. Healed by worse. All right, last one. And then we're gonna do some look down at shallower stacks and see how that changes things.
I think this mostly raises. I feel like there's probably some limp in there because everything mixes, but I think it's 75-25.
75-25. 90%.
Yep.
Yeah, where does it start mostly? Yeah, ace-7 suited plus.
Okay.
This
So
is
6
good to
mixes.
know. Yeah, ace-7 suited plus 6 mixes. You could almost just go a6, a7 suited full frequency, and then mix frequencies between this. Throw all your weight into one of these. Probably be reasonable if nobody's going to pick up on it.
Are you doing this in game? Are you ace-8 through ace-10 suited? Are you always raising pure? Against that,
Trying to get better at the game. I mean, I wish. I hope so. I would love to say, yeah, I think it's good. Hell yeah, I hope I am. Good value raises. Still get called by a lot worse. Yeah, I think those are the linear, strong linear portion of your range there. So let's do this now. This good old stack depth that we see every night as well. So anything change here with ace-6 suited plus. And here at 25, this is where the game gets a little bit fun and you can't really make too much mistakes. And I think these are missed a ton. Ace deuce through ace-9, oh, even at 25 big blinds, which feels uncomfortable, just ripping.
Get more aggressive.
I mean, it feels so bad to just rip ace-7 off and get snapped by ace-jack off and your tournament over for 25, but it's the play. And then you can have that discussion on the player type behind. If they're super tight, is it better to just use the 3x and fold if they raise, you know? And knowing when to make those type of adjustments. So we'll take a quick look at this range. Offsuit King X, offsuit Queen X, offsuit 5x plus for your offsuit paint. And then that same region over here mixing King 10 suited plus, 7s plus. But we have a jamming range here. This is, I don't think I play this range this well. Overall, we're raising about 25% of the 30% of the time. So let's practice it. I got to go here. And then I need to go here. We'll do like 10 hands of this. And then we'll look at the ICM ranges in Preflop Academy and try to drill those and get and understand these spots on the money bubble in the money a little bit better, because that's where we make a shitload of money.
And we have to set your positions.
Oh, yes. I thought it automatically saved it because I have to go back. Pucks, thank you for that run. Good job, buddy. We'll go here to the small. And now our raise size at 40 was 3.5x. Here it's down to 3x in the small blind. And sweet. Skate or die. You've been thirsty to get it out your system. Let's get in here, Drew. What are you doing, brother?
Okay, here I think I'm mostly raising, probably I don't know, 80%, then like 20% calling, something like that.
Raising mostly with the offsuit king. Okay.
Well, we're 24, but yeah, yeah, why not?
And I kind of like, especially at this stack depth, we apply a lot of pressure. Generally, we're going to be a bit deeper in the tournament here. I didn't even give you a player archetype, but I think here raising a lot is pretty good.
I was off by 10%.
No, who gives it? Yeah, I mean,
I thought King 10 was the line, but maybe that's deeper.
Yeah, we can take a quick look at it again. That's King 10 suited, but yeah, but
Oh,
for
right,
our
right, right.
offsuit kings, like this is where I think,
I'm trash here.
yeah, like being very hyper aware of how our opponents play is really going to dictate our strategy, and knowing even versus an opponent as tough as the fucking solver who plays perfectly, it likes to raise this much, right? So if a solver, if it likes to raise this much versus a solver who plays perfectly, you can probably just go hard, you know, in this spot versus humans who won't defend as well, play as well. So that's
like post flop, you're out of position, which kind of sucks, right?
yeah, but you get a shitload of folds to make up for it, and this range is pretty balanced and not the devoid of good shit.
Yeah,
Yep.
chunky hands benefit by opening because you get folds.
Yeah,
And
because you get
see-
folds.
And you see bet and take it down a lot.
Yeah, you get to, I mean, yeah, and it's not like he causing you auto lose. He called you C bet, you win. He called you flop trips, 2-pair, top pair, stack him. Like nice things happened. I think we forget. It's not just we raise dog shit, get 3-bet and fold or stack ourselves. Like nice things can happen. How about this?
3.5 is the standard raise here.
Hell no, it's 3 at 25.
3, okay.
Mm-hmm. And the 3.5 was reserved for it looks like 40 and 40 plus.
Oh, okay.
Yep. What are you doing here?
Okay.
Versus a weak opponent.
Well, we saw that 10-4 was a call. If 10-4 is a better hand, right? I mean, you know what? Like, I'm either calling or folding. I'm not raising. I feel like folding. I don't know why. Yes.
Yep. I mean, versus a weak as hell opponent here, like call limp leading could be reasonable. Just knowing that it's an option, but yeah, I mean, I mostly just auto. Not paying attention. If I'm playing way too many tables, I wouldn't even think about calling this. I'm probably just always folding.
Yep.
You mix any suited hands, suited two gappers like this as a raise?
I prefer suited gappers. You know, like at least like one like 9-7 at least, like one off, but two gappers. I mean, I guess you could throw it in there. You're like blind versus blind, right? Mostly calling, but raising like what, 15-20%?
Mostly calling, a little raising. Mostly calling 30%. And then that region over here looked like this.
Yeah.
It was like the 10-4, the 9-4, the 9, like more junky. Like the higher equity ones, you said like 9-7. No, that it would just be sad as hell to get 3-bet off that, right? Or jammed on when you have this. But it doesn't hurt as bad if you have like 10-4. Like, who gives a shit? You just shrug and say, well, I tried.
Okay, that makes sense.
You know what I mean? Oh, well, I got jammed on and had fucking 9-4. Oh, well. But it kind of hurts your soul to have to raise fold 8-6. Or you could have just limp called it and flopped the joint, you know? So that's when you think about the suited region there, you want to be kind of polar with that region because you want to raise some of your worst and then obviously the strong linear portion of it.
Call the best, mostly call. Best.
Yeah, and then the middling portion that plays pretty well, you just probably want to limp call that. All right, two more.
Harder.
Yeah, this one's
well, this is opposite too. Yeah, mostly fold. Mostly fold. Maybe some, yeah, mostly fold. Like,
what do you mean fold?
Oh no, I'm sorry.
You just talked about calling 8-4. Ain't no way you're folding this. You're at least calling, you mean.
What am I saying?
I don't know. I'm asking you. We ain't folding this.
Yeah, just calling. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean you can mix it. You could even mix it. Folding would be a blunder. Just so your eyes see this again.
What am I saying?
3 deuce off, 4-3 off, 9-4 off, 8-4 off, 7-4 off, and play 10 deuce. Like the super dog, like dog water, like the really bad hands. But even some of the 0 EV shit versus like somebody who's really bad and passive, I think it could be reasonable. Not 3 deuce and all that, but all right.
Right.
Yep. So yeah, I just want to stop folding from ever coming to your mind when you see this hand in the small blind here.
Okay, I'm not finding enough raises with the offsuit.
Yeah, I know that's why this drill is important, and us knowing that you could probably ramp up the aggression in some of these spots and have a go button and try to go for it, you know, and experimenting with trying to play more aggressive. If you have a hard time accumulating chips in tournaments, maybe you're never taking these partial frequency raises from the blinds.
Yeah.
And then just, you know, maybe you're just fucking playing way too nitty from the small blind.
Yeah.
Is another one of your leaks.
Players will pick up on it really quick. If they just know you're not raising a polarized range and just always limping your garbage, they're going to raise you every time. You can't do nothing but fold.
Fuck yeah, there's good ass regs. I mean, I play a lot of
Yeah.
there's people that definitely will eat you alive. And then you're kind of handcuffed once they figure out your strategy. And then you're going to have to mix in some limp jams into your game and then start mixing into 3Xs. But if you're complete and you're aggressive from the start, I think it's kind of hard to play against. You're the captain. You're in control of this situation. You're dictating. I don't have to tab this conversation with set haps, but some of you need to hear it. All right, well, let's go ahead and what are you doing here?
Iron mining.
Yeah, I know I don't have to tell you about some of this aggressive and raising and shit like that, but some of us need to hear it because it's too easy to autopilot with these offsuit regions and just flick in a fucking call.
I don't have to
have.
Yeah. I'm in a small blind. Well,
Yep.
this is always a pure raise.
Pure raise.
I think so, right? Right.
You're asking.
Yeah. Yes. It is. It is a pure raise.
It is not a pure raise.
Wrong.
This is, I was gonna say, this is the opposite of what you're just talking about with like the offsuit trash, having to mix in some, you know, some 3 or some opens. This is where we have to mix in some limps, like the 8s, 7s, 6s.
Yeah, you're going to limp jam this.
5, 6s. I mean, I limp this way. I limp like 5, 6s and 7 because also on the other side of the coin is when you 3X and you have an opponent who is kind of a sticky where you're going to play like 5, 6s and 7s out of position in a, you know, raised pot.
I see like a lot of over pairs and stuff.
Over cards on the board.
Over
then,
cards.
what are you going to see bet once? You're going to call and then you're in no man's land. You're going to check call once and then you're in no man's land with a shallow SPR.
True, that makes sense.
And also, like, if you're pure, like, 3Xing this, that means you're probably pure 3Xing ace king off, ace queen off.
Oh, hell yeah, people are.
Yeah, so it's like you gotta find not only the leads with the junk, but you gotta find the limps with strong as well.
It's a very polarizing strategy. That's what you have to keep in mind when you see your hand.
I gotta remember that.
Where's it fit? You know,
Where does it fit
playing a
in my
polarized
strategy?
strategy. Where's it fit in? Where does this combo fit in that strategy? You don't have to even hit the exact combos. As long as you're polarized, I think it's pretty good. Generally.
Yeah.
Yeah, like these are strong enough to raise call. Like 8 is pretty good to raise call. These mixing polar, raising the worst suited shit. You don't want to raise fold or raise call king 9. You can raise call king 10. This is all trash. You raise fold, and then this is the raise call. So it's a very nice balanced strategy. And seeing how much raising we're doing with this offsuit region here. And personally, I think you can get away with murder only because people will overfold pre-flop, and if they don't overfold pre-flop, they'll overfold on the flop to a small bet as well. So that's my thoughts. Do you have a question, Skate?
No, I was just like looking at 9s and jacks and 10s that are mostly raising, but they do have some calling in there.
Yep.
Yeah, they're traps.
Did I ask you about this one, or did I just speed run you? All right, one more.
I saw I saw this one. I know that it's pretty much a call. I think 7-4. I don't know why solver chooses 7-4 as some fold, some call. I would like mostly. I think I would always fold that. But
So what would you always do in game? Would you just pure autopilot flip call always?
Like,
to be honest.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Like I would have to find at this.
Would you ever fold?
I mean, I would consider it, but like with this, like, you know, like this,
If-
it's kind of connected. I would just see a flop call. Almost never raise.
I'm
Okay,
just
never,
saying,
never raise.
like, this is why I ask. If
Yeah,
you
also 'cause
consider it, if I've heard you consider it over the span of, you've probably folded this a few times. or
well, I don't know.
some-
Like, I think differently now. I think I'm
I
a better
know
player
now.
because we just
I
saw it.
know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I mean, so some of us are folding this in the past, just
Yeah,
chilling,
probably.
fucking playing tables, mucking 4-5, mucking some of this. And your opponents aren't as studied even as you in these spots, especially at the lower and mid stakes guys. That's what I'm just always be thinking this. We need to be playing more pots versus these guys, mixing in some raises, having some control, man. If you're tired of being stuck with this shit and you're doing the same ass shit, folding this and waiting for good hands, if you think you're going to be able to wait your way to a win, it ain't happening.
And he cannot, like, you know, he can't raise us off of his hand because we're also trapping with good hands. We're also limping good hands.
Would you call a raise here?
How no?
No.
No, I mean, depending. No, like pretty much no.
Pretty much
Uh,
no.
Well, depending the size, right? I mean, depends the size.
This
we're
is the
getting,
size you. It's 3.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of a tough. I think I call. Yeah, I would call. I have to
Or
call,
he's
right?
calling. It's a fault.
What? That's
You
weird.
fold, when you limp, you fold.
Bottom.
Basically, there's a trick. Basically, your offsuit sevens. They're calling here at 25. I guess a little deeper. I think your sevens fold. I didn't realize they call it 25.
So what do you call? What do you call? Like suit, like
Right
better?
here on the what you see on the screen is what you limp call. Limp raising ace deuce, ace 3, ace 9, plus ace 9 just raises, but I would have grief jammed it.
Look at the ace deuce
fours
off,
plus, the
ace
rest
three
of us
off,
calls.
ace deuce start. Never doing that. Right.
Yep. I'm doing the other of this portion way too much. If I limped ace 8 and got raised, I would be ripping it.
Me too.
That's why you just rip it free.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's probably not there. If I'm somehow here, I'm gone.
But theoretically, beats if we limp, that they have bluffs. Like when we
Yeah.
jam and they
Right,
call,
right.
they got strong hands. But when we limp and they jam, theoretically they got worse.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know. Like if you don't jam those, then you just have to call.
Yeah, I'm just never folding.
It's kind of
That's what the machine says.
Skate or die. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
That was a nice
Thank you.
set. And I think for yourself, we picked up a lot of little things that we can really plug some potential leaks in our game with, making sure we're mixing enough, playing more offsuit, being more aggressive, even with our offsuit region, because we have a polar strategy. Make sure we're not just folding, because even versus a solver who's aggressive and good, it's still in there where it's certain weak ass hands I think people are uncomfortable playing, and your opponents aren't going to be as good as fucking Pio or a solver. So just know that.
I'm ready now. I'm ready to crush tournaments. I'm ready to, you know, like beats, human solver, all that stuff. I'm ready.
Did you call yourself Beats? Holy shit.
Yeah, I'm human solver, bro.
The human solvy. Yeah, but yeah, just here we go. But yeah, we did 10 hands there. And I think it's even probably important to take a look at 15. Do we have 15? We have 17. Now we're still in there over 30% of the time, mixing in raises and stuff like that. More jams. This region, offsuit ace X jamming. I'm probably missed this king 6-7. Oof.
2.5x now instead of 3. It's worth noting.
2.5x is the size as well. Offsuit 7s, 8s, 9s, and it's still pretty polar. This region from 40 big blinds down to 17, 10-4, 10-3, Jack 3, Jack 4, 9-5 have been pretty high frequency raises the entire note. All these stack depths. So if you're looking for a way to balance out your strategy and have some more raising with some suited hands from the small blind, recognize that 10-4 suited, 10-3 suited, 9-5, this block is, you can always mix this.
I really want a
Um,
live trophy. I need that live trophy.
Basically, the ones that feel too weak to limp call, right?
Correct. Yeah, these are, and then the others that feel pretty bad about raise folding, always knowing that these feel pretty bad to raise fold. I mean, you can just jam 7, 8, 5, all these now, but as deeper stack depths, you don't use these as much. Well, it's 5, 6, and 6, 7. You did at 40.
Like, I don't know what's going on with the 8-7, with the king, queen 6, queen 5, like, it's
Queen 6, Queen 5, Queen
jams,
7.
those polarized jammings, the jams like the 8-7-0 and the king 6 or queen 6, queen 5 suited. I'm never finding any of that stuff.
I think it's kind of boss. I would love to find more of it. 7-8-0 is a crazy 8-9. These I don't find these either. 10-8, 9-8 suited, yes. 7-8, no, ever.
I dig it.
Nope.
It's
I
just
think
they're
it's nasty.
indifferent. They
Yeah,
wanna balance us with the strong
Yeah.
stuff, right?
Yep.
I lean on blockers. I mean, I'd rather jam king 5 than, and it doesn't do it, but at least it's got a better blocker and a higher card. If I need it, hit a king, I might win sometimes.
Yeah, and taking this into consideration for end game as well, like and versus your population and where you are in the tournament is always going to be the best.
Could you
Oh,
go look
sorry.
at their response if we 2.5 it? Really quick?
Oh, we're gonna see it here.
Alright,
Yeah, I mean, I can just click on it once I set this up. We'll see it as well.
yeah, that works.
You have us folding, so
No, yeah. If I thought about
Yeah.
that as well. I was looking, it's like I clicked fold, but I think if I
Yeah.
just leave it on a note, it gives us the decision. Cool, Danny.
Yeah, we have two
Uh,
Dannies actually.
Yeah, no. I was thinking about that, but you knew it was you. I would prefer to Danny Scott as Danny Scott and just you as Danny. So, all right, buddy, Danny, what are you doing here?
I think the suited connectors typically raise. I'm not
Okay.
sure about it this shallow, but. We can probably just raise call it off, to be honest.
So 2.5.
Do we ever just jam? No, I don't think we jam this one. Yeah, 2.5.
Damn, I was hoping you would jam because it's a pure jam.
Is
This
it?
one shoves. Yeah, I think the suited connectors like this that don't. I mean, you don't want to call. You don't want to raise call 7-8. I don't think. Like, I don't think you get to raise call 7-8 high all in.
It was doing it at 25.
Yeah,
I think
at
it's- I would just
25 you
purely
raise
jam
call,
this.
but here you just get it in.
Yeah, we can look at that for you because that's interesting.
Oh, okay.
So maybe we do. Yeah, obviously it's pure, but the EV, I mean, it's still like 2.5 isn't like a gross blunder or anything. It showed as a blunder there, but if we 2.5, they go all in. I mean, obviously
Well,
you
it's
can't
not
see it,
9-8 calls.
but 9-8's there. That's a good
9-8 calls,
indication.
yeah.
10-8's there. So I'd imagine if you put in fucking 2.5 with this, you probably shrug it in.
Well, with 9-8 being 0.45 EV, it's probably going to be about 0.4. So it's still, I mean, still printing.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It's almost half a big.
So this is good. So it's good for you to see these as well. Knowing that this type of region, these middling suited connectors at the stack depth, just all in.
The suited eights like to stuff it.
Yep. And I need to see something because I jammed something last night. Let me see something.
Like the better
Suited
connected
sevens rather.
calls.
Damn it. Okay, that's not bad.
Yep, I'm never finding that. I can't.
I should just call. Suited A7.
Surely well, I say surely. I would raise and call it off. I think it's a little too strong and it plays well post. We don't need to go all in. And it's like not quite good enough to where we wanna just limp and
Induce like that.
induce, yeah.
I disagree. I think you can shove some of the 8. Well,
Suited
actually,
aces.
well, I was gonna say about
Alright.
offsuit, but actually ace suited, I'm not sure. Actually,
Yeah, we jam the offsuit.
I
and just
feel
limp
it's a
most
mix of
these.
both.
Yeah, I don't know if
Either-
it's a limp or a raise, but I don't think we jam it. We might jam some of the lower ones.
The sixes and sevens might be out. I actually think these might jam more than the lower ones. I think the wheels might limp call better and these might raise more.
This
like
is great
7,
because
8,
I've heard
6.
every single option. I've heard raise caller, and this is why we do this work. Because
think
somebody is dead fucking wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
And somebody's been wrong a bunch of times in this spot, and we're going to clean that up today. So Danny doesn't think this is going to be all in. I don't think the suited A6, I wouldn't jam this. I wonder if we do mix in some calls with this to induce, but raising to be attractive as well. Yeah, one of these two options. I would never jam. I think mixing some calls in here with some of this and then raising is good. So good call. 85-15 raise, I think.
Do we jam offsuit?
Very good, Molten. Gotta
Yeah.
limp some ace-x. Yep.
Yeah, we jam
me too.
offsuit.
Okay.
Offsuit
So
basically
yeah,
up through ace queen, ace king. You're not gonna jam.
Yep. So here we go.
Ace
This is
king
a
you
good
just
spot.
flat.
okay, yeah, that's what I
But
was.
Like, look how much. So I imagine
Yeah.
this region has been massively overplayed by a lot in this group, and people either stuffing it with 14, 15, 16 bigs, 17 bigs with like these suited aces because this is as good as it gets, right?
Beats, how do you know all this, Beats? Like, he just had an ace to ace queen.
I just am in the solver daily.
God damn.
And just
These study
practicing,
groups.
the study groups, but yeah, just like
Just fold your
I-
diamond.
I feel like this range missed some begin on the shoving side. Ace queen, okay. Never mind.
Yeah, no, it's getting all these in, but it's important to know one thing you'll recognize, and it's really nice with these suited ace-x. I think a lot of people, depending on your image, if you've been nice, balanced, and aggressive in this spot over the duration of a tournament, are going to be fucking waiting for you to complete so they can jam when you wide as hell. So it's really nice to have a couple of these. Like, I know people are waiting for me to limp so they can jam on me because I've been mixing and pretty aggressive in this spot. And this plays well enough. So taking game flow into consideration and opponent type here is good as well.
For sure.
It's no coincidence that Beats rhymes with cheats. He has this up on the side right now, acting all cool because he just is mimicking what I'm looking at. Well played, Beats.
Exposed.
Go ahead, Danny.
Ace deuce through ace five are limp calling to a raise, and the ace nine plus is limp jamming. Is that right?
We can take a look. I'm sorry, I could have just did this. Because we may not get to see it. So we call, they use the 3 sizing, and this is their range, by the way. It is giga. Look at this. Talk about this is a cool ass range. Yeah, it's super cool range.
Hey.
And this is easy. This is sweet.
That's easy.
Yeah, this is sweet. Cool. So they go 3. And our response, ace 4, ace 5, ace 7, call the 3. Everything else GG's itself. And look at king 2, 3, and 4.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy the pool, Jeremy. Have a good day, bud.
If your opponent's not playing a polar strategy, raising trash, how do you think it affects how we play these suited aces?
Man, the suited aces are so high up in the range. Like, I imagine maybe we do a little bit more calling with these, but these feel pretty firm as all limp all ins. Like, they're just so strong. Like, they're the top of our range. Maybe you take out ace 8, make that just a limp call, never limp jam ace 6 if they're fucking something like that, and just take ace 9 suited plus, in my opinion, something like that. Like, never have the king 6, never do these. Yeah, like fold. I don't know about folding.
Oh, I don't think you fold them.
I'm not folding to 3.
If
Ain't no
they're
limp
very
folding.
weak tight. No, not limp folding, raise folding. Cause the value in limping is often to get them to put in money with worse so we can rip it in and also
I get
just, like,
that.
protect our limp range, but if they're never raising bad hands, we don't need to protect, right?
That's kind of what I was thinking. I was thinking like, wouldn't you maybe shift to more of a kind of linear raising composition, or I don't know, maybe just raise everything a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
curious
like if
too.
you have a tight opponent, you're saying here, Galen, like in this spot, and we use a strategy. Like, I guess if I have a tighter opponent here, I would certainly go with a more expansive raising strategy. And they're
Yeah.
really tight, right? And I know that I'm not going to get 3-bet as a bluff. I don't think I'm always just going to be like, I'm ripping the ace X, but some of this, instead of ripping king 5, I'm probably just going to 3x some of this other region. Still ripping
Yeah.
this stuff because I don't like, still ripping this. But some of these really weak hands are probably just going to have a lot more 3x with this region, 3xing and folding, maybe some of the weaker stuff, but I can't imagine I'm not getting it in with some of these.
That seems reasonable.
That for sure, if the big blind is tight, it's 100% a raise, and you try
you raise
to
all these partial frequencies,
even the blue one at the bottom.
But one thing we can do, you can avoid versus a tight opponent, I guess what happens sometimes, and I think over my career, I've had this issue where I know my all-in is profitable with some of these opponents, but it's not necessary because I would get the same response by just raising. Because this opponent's not balanced. They're not going to have 3-bet bluffs. They're not going to make my life hard. So in these instances with these weakish hands, where I do just take it down a lot and they have a blocker, just going 3x with these hands and fucking folding to aggression is just, if they come over the top, it's just better than me jamming king 6, them snapping me off and being out of the tournament deep.
Seems good. I like that adjustment.
Yeah, me too. But if I have a decent reg or somebody kind of aggressive and they say I have 17 and they slightly have me covered and they're kind of tough, I'm jamming. Chip EV, if I don't know and we're just mid stages and it doesn't matter, I'm jamming. It starts to matter a little bit. It's a bigger tournament. I think in the players week, you just go 3x in these spots instead of jamming as an adjustment. And I think it's going to just be better for you. You're going to just not cooler yourself as much and get the same exact thing. Go ahead, buddy.
I asked because I've been doing a lot of blind versus blind work myself recently.
Nice.
And what's kind of interesting and like a common criticism of looking at blind versus blind, especially like in solver work, is that everyone doesn't study solvers, blind versus blind typically, kind of that's the narrative. So they don't know how to appropriately polarize these range. So they kind of lean back more on intuitive tendencies, which is raising, a more linear construction. Maybe how they might construct like a cutoff or button range or something, or like a hijack range.
Right.
So like, as a response to that, I've been kind of thinking like, how do we kind of adjust our strategy? A lot of these limp jam type hands that we're, getting value from like the polar components that they use to raise when we limp, it's just not happening sometimes is kind of the concern. So I'm thinking, how do we kind of adjust for that? Which is kind of the stuff you've been talking about.
No, I get it. And I condense my range versus some opponents, especially the ones that have unknown or kind of tight. I'm not going to have a strategy. Kind of like I was saying, I will be a little bit tighter versus that because I think I've printed so much by just raising in other spots and not needing to, because I know they're not balanced in that spot, right? Like
they're
you're
just
saying,
not.
They're just not. But you will have opponents that will, because I think that because I play at a higher buy-in level where 55s, 109s,
it becomes more critical.
325s, where guys are going to be pretty polar and balanced. Right. But at your stakes, raising more frequently because people aren't studying this range. And this is the point I'm trying to make today and show all these partial frequency offsuit hands that you can raise and then what they need to defend here. Right. It's just not going to happen. People aren't going to defend versus your raising range or your all-in range. You're not going to be calling it correctly. I mean, they probably call this correctly because people are tighter. So.
Sixes, can I interrupt for a second? I got
Yes,
a
sir.
little bit of, I got a little poker coaching business. Is Toe in here?
Yeah. Oh, he might
So-
be just recording and out of here.
Depends. Is this the
So
night?
I gotta, he needs to check his DM. So I got a
Okay,
message
so-
from someone, either Rampage or someone pretending to be Rampage, asking me to delete the old account because he got hacked. And I don't want to, I'm not dealing with that.
Oh, it's Jwin.
So I don't know if that's really him or not. There's two Jwin accounts.
Yeah, I don't know that either.
So
Don't click the
I'm not-
link.
Yeah.
You,
So
you
I'm
would,
not-
you would need to get him to verify his number associated with his Discord account via like social media
Do
or
we have a way to
something.
reach out? Do you have Jwin's number?
I have Jwin's. Yeah, I have Jwin's Instagram.
When you get
We'll talk to me after this and we'll settle it. I'll reach out to him and try to get that taken care of.
yeah, I don't have his contact.
probably messaged all the mods. I don't know if some other mod might just go, hello, Rampage.
He messaged me.
He didn't message me either.
I didn't get a message.
Which is
Yeah, so
weird
be
'cause
careful
he
out there
actually
in them
knows who we
streets.
are. So
Yeah, he actually knows me personally, so don't
Yeah.
click anything.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing nothing.
Don't do a damn thing because that's definitely some fishy. It's fishy. Let's do a few more, and I'm looking specifically from first stand a lot, because I think it's important, and you'll see in position we can be kind of aggressive, but being more aggressive first in versus these people could be good, or at least knowing how we should be polarizing our range. And I do think like just using this strategy with the ace X is just too profitable to really adjust too much. Maybe versus somebody uber tight, the guys that are just stink tight, you can just 3x and fold some of this if it's important enough, deep enough in the tournament. But even as we look at ICM stuff, which maybe we just roll into, you're not even going to get a chance. So cool. Let's get, what time is it? 1:30. What time is it? 1:30. We're going to go for another hour. Let's take a break right now since I have about an hour and 10 minutes before. And now we're going to drill or look at some money bubble and in the money stuff for blind on blind. And we'll look at some big blind stuff this time. So let's take a quick 5-minute break, get some water, stretch, and then we'll come back and go hard as hell on some small blinds, big blind stuff. Hey, I'll be back. All right. Sweet. Hey Cap, you here?
Yeah.
All right. So this is what we're gonna do next week. Because I really like your idea. It's a very common situation. It's a spot that comes up. I want you to go through your database. You may already have this filtered, but filter in position, C-bet versus big blind call, and your option on the turn. If you see bet or not. And then I'll go through my database. We'll get those same things. We'll run those hands down. We'll get in the solver, give some other people some opportunities to make sure they're seeing the ranges and getting the frequencies down as well. So we'll do a lot of work on that next week. That sound good?
Yeah.
Yep. And also, if you
probably
guys
have more, I'm gonna probably have more checks on the flop than you, but that's not what we're looking at, so.
no, we're looking at specifically when we get to the turn after C betting,
Yeah.
what that looks like. We're not even gonna focus on if we should have checked the flop at some frequency or not. We're just going to go into we bet the flop. We're here on the turn. Should we double barrel?
I guess what I'm saying is I'm gonna end up in a lot more turn spots than you, because if I'm not c-betting flop enough, I'm just gonna get there more.
Yeah, we'll still both have a large sample size,
Yeah.
because the spot is infinite. But cool. So that's what we're gonna be next week. So I think that'll be worth being here for, are you guys, because that's one of the most important spots in the game. Barreling turns and rivers correctly. But let's get back to our blind versus blind work. Small blind first in strategy, and then big blind versus small blind, limp or a 3-bet. And we're gonna drill it. I want to drill it here, but it's gonna be hard because we do so much jamming, and the way they do it here sucks, in my opinion. But just taking a quick look here on the money bubble, you are aggressive as hell. You're jamming about 50% of your range at 20, and I think people are way too passive here. I mean, you can't click both. Jamming offsuit ace-x. Sometimes I'm lazy as hell and don't even know if I'm supposed to raise or jam a6. So I just jam damn near all of them. Offsuit king X, king 4 to king 7, practically raising king deuce plus. This may be a reasonable situation to implement a raise strategy if you don't think your opponent, or if your opponent's just already kind of tight and you're going to achieve the same thing. Maybe just raising some of these and folding instead of just jamming king 5, 6, and 7 could be implementable. A lot of suited hands just ripping, suited paint just ripping. Don't want to limp fold it at 20 ICM pressure. These hands just perform well. 7s, 8s. Now this is I want to see the big blind now, because this is the good spot. This is the good shit here versus just limping this spot. Now, when people limp in game, I think the exploit here would be to fucking raise even more. Just raise very. I would be more polar, not raising as much of the suited stuff. Like, I don't want to get jammed off, but I'd be raising a hell of a lot more of this stuff. Probably all my offsuit 6s, 5s, 4s, 3s, deuces, just going really hard on a population. If we don't think they have enough limp jams in their range, if they're not balanced enough, I think it's pretty good. And you can see their range down here as well. 15. Holy shit. Wait a minute. Whoa. Oh my God. I'm not doing this. I always forget this range is just go for it on a money bubble for 15. And then 10 is it's probably more. 10, you're shoving your entire range in the small blind.
Balls.
On a money bubble. You know, normally people see, oh, I'm 5 off the money with 10 bigs. I can just fold my way to the money.
That's asymmetric, I guess.
Hell yeah, you have to have a 10 big blind stack. And boop, boop.
What's funny is that you only raise the best and the worst. And
Yeah. What is 9? What the hell? Not even aces. Aces never. 1%. Yeah. 8-3 office. That's so fun. I don't know why I looked at that.
So I meant that's symmetrical, right? So everyone's 10 big blinds, the whole table, right?
Oh, that's why. Yeah. And if we look,
Yeah.
I wonder if we could do an asymmetrical 17.5. And then I do like playing with this a little bit as well. You go down to when you have 18 in a big blind, right? BVB. And you're in a big blind versus limp. What does it look like in this configuration? Well, the small blind isn't supposed to fucking limp at all when they have 40 in versus 18. So this is the kind of stuff I see as well. When I'm in game and somebody has me covered and just limps to me, they get a green tag. Unless they're specifically limp, like trying to trap me. Like, look at this. Jamming all this suited region. And I think being better at this spot, even having chips as well is pretty good. Like, it's just aggressive as shit.
Yeah, so the big blind's in the box because there's a 6 big blind stack at the table.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be any 2 from the small blinds jamming any 2 there. I'm trying to find one that's going to be kind of interesting. This 18 and 32 is this is a pretty interesting one. The small blind has 32 covering for 22, and look at this jamming range. 8-9, 10-8, 9-8, 9-7. Jamming deuces through 5s, raising a shitload. And one thing you're seeing, and I think we need to take advantage of, and I want you guys building stacks. When you have people covered in these spots, don't let their asses off the hook. I mean, he's covering by the small blind's covering by 10 bigs, and he's making his life hell.
Yeah, you don't want to flick a chip in and let them play post flop in position in an ICM spot. They're going to fold a lot when you raise, right? Like,
yeah, and even some jams. I mean, they're calling range for a jam, and then you suck out when they with Jack 8, Jack 9 when they call with Ace King, Ace Queen. Sometimes, like, yeah, like sometimes you just get lucky. So
that's when they got it.
Okay, this is a very good one. You have 12 in the small blind here, right? And you're covered by 20 bigs, and the big blind has 32. You're still getting after it. Not much limping. Offsuit 8x plus suited, most of your suited 5s, or your suited aces, kings, queens, and jacks, mixing raises and whatnot, pretty much raising everything. I want to drill a few of these shallower stack ICM situation, money bubble, and then we'll get in the money, see how long that takes us, and then maybe we drill some BVB stuff. But let's go ahead and please work. This thing never works the first time, man, for me. I should just be able to do this one time. Let's go. All right, Cap.
oh, it's me.
Yeah, I like it because you're good here because I want you to take into consideration what you do in game at your stakes because you play a comparable stake to most people in this room. And then I think those discussions are very important because people don't play like a fucking solver. So what are you doing here versus limp? What do you think you should be doing here?
Well,
versus
typically
limp?
it's middle of range. I typically would call the milling portion of my range. I'm going to raise polar, but with a 6 big blind stack, we might get out of line here. That said, I'm going to call.
So you're just going to call here, and 11 just complete.
Wouldn't be
Oh.
surprised if we get out of line though, because there is a short stack at the table, but I'm calling.
Raise
call.
him, Ken.
Are you jamming or raising, Galen?
Honestly, this is pretty trashy and I'm just going to raise not all in to like 2.5.
So maybe like worse jacks will do it, like jack 6, jack 5 will do that.
Golly, Molten says, can we jam here? So this is a very fascinating spot already. I've heard every single option. Molten wants to jam, Galen wants to raise, Beats and Cap want to call. Pressure can certainly be a factor. And I didn't hear you express any thought into what we think population would be doing here in a situation like this. Versus population, I'd be half tempted to fucking just rip it.
I want to handle better equity.
Yeah, versus population that's not protecting their limping range, it's probably good just to put it in.
Or like, I kind of like Galen's thoughts as well with just mixing in a little raise here. And if they do just jam, you kind of accomplish the same thing you do by just
It's a little more
doing
risk
a raise.
management.
Yeah, and you risk less of your stack and you keep yourself a little bit harder. I kind of like that, Galen, to be honest. I'd probably just rip here too much if I am applying max pressure. But Kep wants to just call and is up here. And it's a mix, man. I really like that. And I think now that I see raising as an option, I think raising is going to be far superior in your little mid stakes game versus some unknown.
And I got another question. Okay, so like, how often do you think small blind, when he does limp trap, is going to play very transparent versus a raise as opposed to playing it as a trap? Where like, if you raise to 2.5, what's he going to be doing with like his ace jack off or whatever he has? He's going to be jamming
all that. He just rips those. He never slow plays anything but the very maybe aces and kings. He probably doesn't slow play at the appropriate frequency.
Exactly. So like what happens and then is like you just get off the hook for a quarter of what you would have spent jamming in his face.
And that's something I've been working on a lot as well. And I think you make a very good point. And I want you guys to hear that. Like these type of hands that are jamming given that this player is playing perfectly. Your player pool isn't going to be trapping at the right frequency, and they're going to be playing pretty straightforwardly to this raise and even overfolding versus it as well. Like we get the best of all the worlds by raising and not going all in with some of this frequency and being more aggressive and raising more.
Right. They have to have two things working for them. They have to, one, be appropriately polar and balanced. So they have to have traps, which is not always the case. Two, they have to avoid making the mistake of just saying, oh, well, they're pot committed and jamming and taking it post flop to where they can really pull you kind of in the deep end with a situation like that, where, you know, if you make a pair, they can just milk you for the other 8 big blinds or whatever it is.
Right. Yeah, that's why I wanted to do this. And I was up after my session. I spent some time just looking at BBB stuff and just like running through this and looking at populations, ranges and whatnot. It's just like, man, people aren't going to fucking play well. Why not have a strategy where we're raising a lot more in this, just a ton fucking more, like the Brazilians do. So more thoughts. We're going to see way more examples. And I like the asymmetrical aspect of this and then being able to relate that to how population would play. We'll keep that discussion alive. Keep it going, Cap.
Yeah, I'll jam my offsuit and call this.
Jam the offsuit ones versus this raise and call this. Versus population, would you have that same strategy?
Yep.
Jam the offsuit and call this. Jam both.
Yep.
And I think calling is going to be reasonable. And versus population, I am probably with you. I'm probably calling more of this versus population, who isn't going to be balanced with this small raise size enough. If it's a good reg, I jam. If it's some unknown, I probably call.
Oh, geez. I was going
to So you would have ripped this BBB at
I was gonna
17?
rip.
No, we can have that discussion. I mean, they kind of like, there's gonna be a lot of spots like this where we just get baited into something. We don't even get the decision.
Oh, what's the math? I think we fold.
You're close to the
Definitely
money
fold.
bubble, Ken.
Definitely
I don't-
fold.
I don't know if he can jam into this guy. Like, you probably need to be a little more respectful, I would think.
I'm not respectful.
He's disrespectful.
You're very respectful, Galen. I am not.
All right. So in a situation like this, since they've taken it away from us, what's your jamming range look like? You're jamming all your offsuit ace-x, and where does it like? What's your jamming range?
So
You said you were jamming this, so I'm kind of.
I'm gonna jam all, yeah, the offsuit aces, right? Some of the high-low kings, king 7, king 6, king 5. Maybe like queen 10, queen 9, jack 10, jack 9 off. And then like the suited high lows, ace 2, ace 3, king 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe up to
think it's
7
gonna
or
be,
8.
yeah.
A lot of the queens, suited queens, a lot of the suited jacks, pairs.
That's a
think it's
lot of
gonna
all ins.
Through like, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be way more respectful than that, Ken. I think it's gonna be way more selective with blocker oriented combos, way more selective because we're so covered.
Yeah, we're covered, and we started the hand with 18. So I'm usually pretty snug in this spot 5 off with 18 being covering or equal stacks where I think there's a bit more pressure.
So,
but I'm curious, like
the other point is though, he's a middling stack, so he's got a high risk premium as well. He's not just looking to stack off 18 bigs.
You should look at the
that
range, it'd be kind of
shows-
interesting.
Yeah, I know. Here's our raising
Yeah.
range. Here, I got to do this to make it so we can see it all the way.
If
And if I
pops
have
out.
to log, if I have to get out of this to see this range, I will, because this is too good of a range to not look at. You son of a bitch. Really?
I might be able to do it for you if you know.
No,
what
there
the
it
area-
is.
Okay. So, yeah, you got the low pairs, which have, equity realization issues, but high equity. And then very selective with the blockers, but it is pulling from that suited connector blob. Quite a bit.
I mean, that range is just too good, and it's in hell. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, with like
I'm
queen
using
9
too many
king
high
and
lows.
stuff. Might start at queen 8 suited. Very good, Molten. This is good. Yeah, I mean, and plus, I don't like jamming these offsuit king X for 18 as much in this spot. And we probably benefit by having a raising strategy with a lot more of these. I still like jamming the hands that it's selecting to jam. All the pairs, offsuit ace-x makes sense. These suited jacks and 10s that have a lot of equity when called makes sense. Suited ace-x, these raise call. But yeah, this range is really nutty. I love this range. It's really good.
This is
Like,
way
it
more
achieves
aggressive than I
everything.
would have imagined.
Yeah, I mean, I really like these raises as well. Man, I almost want to screenshot this because this spot comes up, dude, at this stack depth on money bubbles. Are you kidding me? You're going to be in this spot in fucking 10 tournaments, 4 or 5 tournaments tonight or something, you know? Like, this is very common. What hand we on? 3, 2 more, Cap. This is
Limp.
deep. Limp. Yeah, at 30-ish, I'm limping a ton of my range here. Fuck me. I mean, I was about to say, what am I even raising? I mean, I'd be surprised. I would have raised this stuff.
I think it's good.
Yeah, look at this. But yeah, look at the difference in strategy here. When we're deep, covered, 30, 40 big blinds plus, we're going to be doing a ton of completing. Yes. Well,
Easy fold.
but I like it mixed in a small raise here, like, which was
Clicked it.
yeah, he clicked it. Anything that's good that you clicked it with, you call with, is pretty much that's it. Anything good, king jack, yeah, just all the bad shit folds. King 10, if you did it with it somehow, you call. Oh, it just stopped. It just literally stopped me. I didn't hit end. Did it hear me? Is this shit listening?
You might have set it for 5 hands.
Oh, you can actually set that now.
I'm not sure if you can or not.
No, you can't. There's nowhere to set the number of tables, time per answer. Nope. This shit's listening. My computer's listening to me.
For what it's worth, I never got close to using in my time bank.
No, yeah, I like how you very quick, clear, concise, crushed it. No, that was good. Let's do a handful more because I really like this asymmetrical because it allows us to see ranges in different perspectives. Let's give someone else. Galen.
Sure. I'll do a couple with you guys.
Awesome. Go ahead.
So I think this is pretty cut and dry. Worst hands I would be calling here, though.
Yep.
So we're really deep and he is pretty short. So suited Broadway's probably gonna call it off,
Yep.
maybe down to ace 5 suited, ace 8 off. Maybe even a little wider than ace
I was
8
about to
off.
say, ace 8 feels a little
Maybe
tight, but-
ace 7, ace 6 seems bad. King 10 off and better,
Okay.
somewhere in there, maybe king 9 suited, something like that.
God, are we folding
about-
ace? Are we really folding ace 5 to this? Are we really folding any suited aces?
The suited ones,
Really?
I think you're gonna fold some suited aces.
We're
Maybe
folding
like ace
aces
deuce,
suited.
ace suit, ace
Ace
3.
two,
Are we
ace.
folding any ace as well? Molten, that's what I'm saying. This cat's
Ace-
trying to fold. He said ace 8 off was. I mean, ace 2
Ace
and ace 3
7?
off makes sense. I would call every single suited ace.
What do you do with queen jack
Yeah.
off?
Well, we are on the like, this is like money bubble, 17.5% of the field
Queen
left.
jack
so
off, maybe barely a fold.
I would
Calling
say
fold,
queen
nothing
jack off, I'm
King 9,
folding.
king 9 suited plus. That's my
Yep.
range.
I think queen jack calls.
King 8 suited plus. You can't fold
No.
these. No aces.
No, no
Molten.
queen jack.
Alright, so king 9's good, king 9 plus is better, suited Broadway is good. I didn't say pairs. King 10 plus, it's
Look
going
at
king
queen
9.
jack off.
Okay, so
That's
yeah, we're a
crazy.
little tight on the aces. Everything,
King 9 off is, well, I mean, king 9 off is actually renting a full day. All right, so this was very good to see. I mean, imagine if we just fold all these and then fold this, and we're folding down to here. It's just way too much folding. If you want to barely tighten it up, that we still can't fold an ace.
What's the EV on 3s
Yeah.
and 2s?
Right.
Oh, it's a full big. Wow.
it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
That was like 4s plus, and I'm like,
I mean, fucking queen 10 is a full big. Like, I'm sick right now. King 8, everything that's calling
everything is
crazy.
at least a big.
Yeah, I mean, the shit that's not calling is, I mean, it's profitable. It's just not profitable enough. Everything that's calling is worth a big line. That's the risk premium's in there, and it's still,
Yeah.
because if it wasn't in there, we'd
Yeah.
be calling way wider than this.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I got a question. At this point, are
sorry.
we
Go ahead.
playing for big blinds or are we playing for money? Like, do we look at it differently? Like, I guess big blinds relates to money somehow.
The risk premium it just is kind of like a corrective factor of what your cheap EV calling range actually is. You saw how like some of the folds were still profitable? It's because of that corrective factor that we're folding those hands now.
Okay.
It's kind of like
you
the
can see
10% of
EV
aces
in
rule.
there.
So it's
Of
in there.
whatever.
We're just not seeing it expressed.
Yeah,
You do see
exactly.
it expressed, but only as a call. You in the folds, it shows those being profitable, but not profitable enough given the risk premium constraints.
Right.
Yeah, it's baked in.
Yeah, it's already baked in. You'll see it there.
Cool.
Yeah,
Alright,
it
so-
basically, yeah, I was gonna say it changes your minimum EV call to a 1 big.
Alright, so
Boom.
this is kind of an interesting one. Like, it's basically the same one we just looked at, except we're like shorter. It's a larger fraction of our chip stack. So are we tightening up the calling range at all? Is kind of where I'm at, is where I'm
Yes.
at. So I do kind of think we might fold some of the fringy aces now because it's a larger fraction, maybe like ace deuce, ace 3. Am I gonna maybe pocket deuces? I think everything else is gonna be pretty close. We might lose king 9.
Well,
Offsuit.
king 8 was the bottom, and no, king 9 offsuit. I see.
Yeah.
Ooh, let's see if he's right. I mean, I would still have a hard time folding, but maybe ace deuce off is a fold, still calling all the suited. I mean, I can't imagine. Call
Yeah, I
it
think I'm-
all. Well, we have to.
Oh, fold.
Damn, it's folding the fucking. Wait a minute. Is this right? Wait a minute. I was just seeing for the rest of that range.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's folding.
It's folding quite a bit more now, actually. It's
A
actually folding queen
shitload
jack,
more.
queen jack, queen
Almost.
10 suited, jack 10 suited.
It's
It's
actually
fold a
folding.
lot
I
more.
mean, this is still because it shows it profit, fold. You're calling sixes
Wow.
plus ace. Where's ace 10 and ace 9 in all these?
It's showing versus a limp range. It's showing our rejams.
So
Yeah, this is broken.
No, this is the issue. Okay, so like you're supposed to be just jamming some and we use the click size. So some of the stuff just isn't in range is
Yeah.
what,
Oh, it auto clicked for us.
yeah,
I
you see.
thought it would just be versus the 12 big all in. I didn't even see the fucking stupid
Yeah.
click.
No, this is a
Yeah.
limp jam.
This is a different range. I thought the same
Yeah.
thing. Before we just got jammed into, now we're raise. This is like what we're calling versus a limp jam.
Man, get that broke ass strategy out of here.
Yeah, we
I don't
got
like
kind of
it.
debated there.
Literally. Now this is the same thing.
Not quite.
These spots are very easy because whatever the good shit you did this with, you raised with, even if it's king 10, whatever the bottom of your good shit is, you call it.
Yeah.
And the bad part, you just fold. You only do
Yeah,
this
it's
with tens plus. It's fucking, yeah. Oh well, queen 7 and then yeah, this is the good stuff you do it with, and then this is the bad stuff. That's it. He 3-bet with that hand as well. Holy shit. What
Yeah, just a 4-bet jam.
It's a 4-bet.
4-bet jam.
What a savage.
Oh,
I just want to see our range versus a raise here, a small raise. Versus small blind open, jamming ace deuce, O plus. Jamming ace deuce suited, calling 3, 4, 5, 6, jamming small pairs. Look at 6s and 7s. I can't imagine how many times I've punted versus an open with those hands this short. I've called way too much king jack. Never jammed king 7. I've never jammed a king 2 or king 3. Man, okay.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it really is. It's a really solid ass strategy. Mixing
So
in
what,
this small raise. Go ahead.
no, I'm sorry. I was going to say that we're calling tens plus here because of what ICM.
We're not calling, we're raising. Oh,
Okay.
calling the all in, yeah.
Darling, yeah.
But I mean,
Okay.
you're only calling
Well-
tens plus because that's the only good portion of the range you do that with. Everything else rips. For instance, if you had ace king versus his small open, you would have ripped that bitch. Ace queen, ace jack, ace 10, you rip these hands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then if you did it with the king queen off, king queen suited, tens plus, you snap. Queen 7 is your primary bluff 3-bet, which is savage as shit. And to find it would be amazing.
Yep.
Your
So
hands,
with-
my friend.
All right, let's.
Oh.
I don't want to jam. I want to raise because if we were to jam, I feel like we're boxing out his limp jam traps and we're just behind his limp calls. So I like a raise here.
I'm jamming.
I knew it was coming from somebody. So Kep is all in here. Okay.
Because I don't want to click this and then you gonna call off when he jams on you, or you gonna fold?
Absolutely, because what's he limp jamming,
But-
Kep? He's limp jamming ace deuce, ace 3, ace 4, he's polar. So
That's-
like
yeah,
if you
makes sense.
just jam, he's gonna limp call off with ace jack, ace queen, some ace king.
Yeah, I like
And he's
jamming.
gonna fold to ace deuce 3, 4. And he really, yeah, he just folds the weaker shit and you get better. So yeah, this is a spot that are you jamming ace 9, ace 8, ace 7, the worst ones? And is this the ace 10 off, ace 9 off, the raise call portion of your range, Galen?
So I think versus 18 big blinds, we're gonna be jamming kind of it's gonna be pretty polar. So it's like it's gonna have maybe some ace deuce suited, ace 3 suited. It's gonna have maybe some mixing between the offsuit ones that are in that region, so. I don't know, it may pull from ace 6 some,
Okay.
ace 4, ace 3. Cause you kinda wanna, it depends on what he's limp jamming, I think. You wanna be around those, you don't wanna be blocking some of those.
Yeah,
And
there's
then maybe
definitely
it's,
Go ahead. I'm sorry, buddy.
And- no, it's fine. And as far as like the value, what are we jamming for value here? Are you just gonna jam ace, king off to protect that range? You gotta have something strong in that jamming range.
Yeah, I mean, I'm raising ace king off. I don't think
Yeah,
I'm
me too, me
jamming.
too.
I'm
Maybe
not, I'm
it's,
not. It's like the good shit I'm raising, like, and
I'm
then
just
maybe
thinking,
I have my bottom pairs is just jams, twos, threes, fours, fives.
right, those make sense. I'm just trying to think like,
Yeah.
what's the best hand that we're putting in the jam range to protect some of the weak ones?
No, there is no best. You don't want to have a good. You don't need to be balanced that way, right? Because you just
Right.
want to raise the best hands. And
So
do
it's
not-
ace,
like the
but ace
best ace
jack.
jack.
Ace jack's what's protecting that, like air quotes, protecting that range.
Yep.
It's not pulling from the weak suited ones. I thought you may seem like some ace deuce, some ace three. But,
Yep.
I like the king deuce and the king deuce off and some of those ones, those high-low combos. That's pretty good,
Yep.
I think.
I am super lazy with my ace X in game here and just would fucking rip a lot of these offsuit ace X here.
So I had a
Raise
lot of,
ace jack, ace 10 plus.
yeah,
And-
I had a
and
lot
it's
of
probably better
database
red.
work. And
Go
this
ahead.
was like this was a big leak that was pointed out in my game is like, I have like what you call a very lazy sub 20 blind versus blind play.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just very easy to jam some of this stuff and, you spend such a large portion of your game in this stack depth, like you really should treat it with more respect.
100%. That's why I'm here putting in work to it today. I realize that about myself sometimes.
Yeah, same
and
here.
Being very aware in those situations. I look at my database, I go through big blind hands and this spot comes up so much, guys, and people don't work on it. And people have massive leaks here. And I think we can make a lot of EV by just getting a little bit better, especially in the money here.
Mhm.
I'm actually surprised we don't have more percent of raise with our offsuit twos and threes.
Yeah, and
The absolute trash.
So what do you think, Beats? Opponent here, unknown, limping, money bubble, bet online, or something like that. Like, how much are you raising between these two frequencies, and how would that change things for you?
I mean, I think like frequency is probably about the same. I probably do less jamming with like the ace jack, ace 10 off. But I probably raise more of like for pressure reasons, like the 8-3, 8-7, kind of that absolute trash that I'm just gonna bet fold.
Right.
Yeah.
I probably raise that at a lot higher percentage. And then almost like with as far as the jams, I like all the jams. I just think probably more of the offsuit, just absolute trash. I raise more than what this does.
I gave you an opponent who's weak, we may not even need to have these jams.
Yeah.
We may not need to have this risk factor of all in. We may not need to, and if they just call, it's fine. And because we outplay them. And if they do jam versus our raise, it's fine because the EV is splitting versus these weak, unsophisticated players.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What are we doing?
I think we risk, and I think every once in a while, you always jam, you take it down, you don't think about it. And then you jam and you get stacked deep in one of the tournaments that kind of matters, and you're fucking pissed because he actually did limp trap you. And he actually just limped. He would have limp jammed and you would have had an easy fold versus the raise, right? So I don't know. These are things I'm thinking about more. Like some of this shit just doesn't need to happen versus some of our player types.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just unnecessary fucking all-in risk for 17 bigs. You would have got the exact same thing to happen by just going 3. And guess what else happens when they go 3? They call and check fold at some frequency. They call, you hit 2 pair. You turn 2 pair. We don't have to always, and this is a mistake. I look at my database like, oh, this guy's been pretty tight. And I'll just fucking just jam all in lazily. Oh, fuck, I got snapped by his limped ace 10. Like, fuck. Like, how many times does that need to happen? I mean, I don't know. I'm just going on a rant, but I think there's value in thinking like that, like
Definitely a good exploit. You guys, a lot of the players in the pools we're at. I think it's
Yeah, I
good.
mean, nobody, who the hell, some of these sites, nobody even has Poker Tracker. You're in a site where nobody's reviewing, can't afford coaching, on their last dollars, stolen internet. You think they're out there looking at if you're balanced or not? No.
6-pack deep, having a
Yeah,
good time.
six-pack G, Netflix, hamburger in hand. Like, dude,
Hey,
Is my webcam on when I play?
No, that's what I'm saying, man. I mean, we're taking things like this is what the thing like we're getting away from, and we're trying to play like these solvers, and it's showing you these all ins, and you feel like, well, I went all in, I didn't make a mistake. Well, you did, because this guy would have just folded to the 3, everything else, and played face up versus it, and you decided to give him 17 fucking bigs.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you
And
do
that
with
happens
ace-nine?
over and over and over again.
Well, it's a difference between playing like good when you could be playing great kind of thing. Like,
Yeah, you're playing good. The jam is not, you're fine. You didn't make a mistake, yada, yada, yada. But if you just sit back and realize, especially you guys playing the mid stakes, when you're playing fucking great, you just raise fold there and you don't think a damn thing about it. Or you raise and you make chips in other ways and you're like, wow, I got a fucking huge stack. What happened? Well, you didn't risk 18 big blinds taking some marginal ass jam versus some mutt who doesn't even have game. He's never going to work you.
and there's another way of kind of looking at it. So like when we look at like a range and the preferred action, let's say has like 1 EV and the blunder has like 0.9 EV, it's obviously, it's not competitive to the best EV. You could kind of look at it like this way, like your jamming is maybe that 0.9 EV, but maybe the raise and taking a post flop could be that 0.1. So, it's better than not playing it aggressive, but taking it post flop is obviously the better choice.
Post flop in position versus a weaker player, you also obviously have strongish hands. It's not like you're not balanced because you're raising aces and other strong ass hands in there.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, I've just looked back and I'm like, oh my God. And you just run into it and you feel like you're running back. Well, you didn't even have to jam in the first place. So why does this keep happening? It's annoying. Let's find and it just does 5 and quits. If we put ourselves in the other spot, what happened? Oh, it just puts it was switching between both, right?
Yeah, you just had a blind versus blind. You didn't have.
This sucks because we don't have a 10% asymmetrical yet in this. Ooh, this is a thing?
Yeah, they added those not too terribly long ago, the satellite ranges.
Oh, that's another time, but that looks fun, man. Maybe we have a satellite. I don't play a lot of satellites. I do well in them. I don't play a lot of them, but it'd be worth our while spending maybe one session looking at you guys play satellites in here?
I
Anybody?
play probably more than I should.
Not really.
I'm a no. There.
I don't play many, but I usually do
Joey.
well when I do play them.
Yeah, I've
'Cause
won trips.
I
a lot of
just-
trips. But
I just resort to my net tendencies, double up, and
chill, post, let people punt.
there's a target chip stack you go for. When you get it, you just knit it up.
Right.
I've like bubbled the 5 the last satellite that I did, so it's pretty frustrating maybe satellite.
All right, let's look at symmetrically BBB. And we are going to be, this time we are in the money. So we're going to do a set of maybe 10, 15 hands here in the money as well. So we can kind of pick up some things here and see if we can not leak. All right, set habs.
Yeah. Oh,
thank you, Galen, by the way, for that run. It was good. And
Yeah,
very good
Sean,
thoughts, man.
thank
I
you.
appreciate that, man. Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's a pleasure.
I believe you want to keep him in. It's a raise the sun. You don't want to limp the queens, but you want to keep it in the end. So I'll raise this one.
Are you limping any offsuit ace X here? Do you have any
offsuit? Oh no, offsuit. Maybe the bottom one's gonna shove even when a deuce suited is raised 2, and with pair I'll raise 2, but I'll have some shove on this, like the bottom of my range. It's like ends like Jack Jack 4 off, and
You can't be
this
jamming Jack
portion.
4 off right now for 25 set abs.
Never.
Please,
I know
let me
there's
stop. Let me
some.
help you.
I know there's some of this range that shove at this point, but not as much if I was lower.
Okay.
But this one is a raise. I know.
But guess
there's
what?
no-
I've saved you from yourself. Whatever shoves you were making before, just raise. Okay? No more
Okay.
all in.
No
Don't
more
let
all
them
in.
just make the easiest decision in the world. Oh, sweet. I have 8-3 fold. Oh, ace queen call. Right?
Yeah.
Like, let's not make people's lives that easy anymore.
No mas.
Unless we're shorter and the 15 big blind.
It's 20.
20,
It's
you know, like there's some ace X that are just make the most sense from a raw equity perspective to be jamming. But even then, I'm starting to question if just raising would be good. And I need to run some more numbers on that. But yeah, no jams with even the bottom.
it's I mix up with the 20 big blind short, and I think.
Yeah, at 25, too much.
So what's up with this symmetrical and asymmetrical? Symmetrical, I'm guessing it's the better hands that like stick together, and asymmetrical is the best.
You know, symmetrical and asymmetrical is in reference to the depth in the configuration of the stacks. So symmetrical meaning look at the table right now. 30, 30,
like
30, 30,
same
30,
stacks.
30, 30.
Okay, I see.
When we were
Asymmetrical is
doing
like
the
different stacks.
asymmetrical, the big blind and small blind always had differentiating stacks. We always had different stacks. That's
so it's
all
like,
that means.
I think it's
Okay.
a three. It's a raise. You don't want to. With 8-3 suit, it's the bottom. But I know you have to be polarized on the big blind. So this is gonna be a raise.
I love my dude set as he's out here trying to find it. It's the bottom, it's a raise. It's the top, it's a raise. It's the middle and it plays well, it's a raise. All right, 7-2 folds and only 7-2 Molten says for the suited. I don't even know if you fold 7-2.
This might raise a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised.
Get
We're-
nasty.
We're gonna be polar, right?
Ooh, it does
So,
fold.
it
7-2, 6-2, 8-3.
I mean, you're
God
pulling
damn
from
it, I
there,
would've made a
so it's
mistake.
like good, whatever.
Yeah, you're kind of pulling from the same region. Like it kind of makes sense, right? Like it says fold here, but if 9-3 can raise, hell, 8-3 can too. Aggressive mistake.
I mean, maybe you don't know. Maybe you don't use 9-3. You use 8-3. Like if you're as long as you're polar enough, right? Like if you're using some sort of polar strategy, you're not
It's-
overdoing it one way or the other. It's pretty good.
Even when it's too loose.
It's true. Oh. The
Oh,
Eagle
sick.
Claw. We're deep as hell here. Oh man, why are they doing this?
Oof.
Go ahead.
It's just a double of my stack, but I'm gonna be out of pose. I'll fold this.
Can't
See,
fold.
shit gets me in trouble. This is like this tilts me, and I would never fold.
I'm never folding, but I'm broken. Maybe I should just fold this. God, and we're out of position. I wouldn't fold, but maybe you should.
I wouldn't fold. Oh, it is folding.
That's not spike calling.
It's 50-50. Oh, it's 100% a fold. I'm an idiot.
100% fold.
I was pretty sure it's probably gonna be a fold.
But
It's
you have
5-6.
to.
I'm so bad at the game.
At 60 big blind, it's not worth the while to get you in the bad spot.
I just want something bad to happen to this person when they do this, and I just want to play this and hit something so
Some Russian
nasty.
Brazilian hits me with this
That-
click. I didn't fold, man.
That boomerang on the bottom, that's our bluff range. You said it before, you stick with the ones that are in our good range and fold the bluff range.
And my dumbass always looks at this and says, "Oh, I'm getting a damn good price. What is it, like 2-1? I'm out of position with I'm suited." But it's
And
well,
I'm
this is
playing the other end of the
bluffing portion.
board.
Yeah.
I talked myself into that. Like, I hit this board. I got him, man.
It's honest. Yeah, it's honest mistake. It's a leak. I don't do it often, but when I do, I'm going for the dude spitefully.
Were we just full betting the nuts there?
Excuse
I
me?
only saw like four.
Oh no,
Oh,
the
before they
suited strong portion of the region. It was very polar.
I'm-
Whatever portion of the region that was strong enough, the king and
I
the suited
think
paint stuff. That's it.
I think this is a raise. The
Oh, you didn't
bottom
see
of
that.
the
I'm sorry.
suited ace, I think it's raising. You're raising the bottom. You're gonna call some. There's gonna some call in there too. I think this one is a raise.
Okay, no. Go ahead.
I think.
No,
this
I
is-
was.
I
I'm
think
probably
these are-
wrong, but it's mostly Paul.
I think these are pure calls this deep. The shoot.
Yeah.
I think you bluff with the
Yeah.
offsuit.
Now, do you
Yes.
is this your thoughts versus if you have an aggressive opponent there, Sehabs, are you gonna raise him as well? Like if you ever read that this
Oh,
guy's so
it
aggressive?
depends. In fact, the stat I see is the guy is able to 4-bet a lot. If he never 4-bet, I'll raise for sure. If he has a good fold to 3-bet, I'll raise for sure.
I think if we were
Uh,
gonna be out of position post flop, you might pull some of these high low.
but I
ace-X.
think it's mixed up with call and raise the sun.
Okay.
But I'll raise.
I pure call this at this stack there, but just play these kind of hands in position and have a lot of not trying to get 4-bet crazy, creating this dynamic. I just try to own him in position post flop with a lot of my range. Like I would just pure call this, but said Habs wants to punish him and show him who's the boss. Show him who's the boss half the time. And this is too much. I love it. The fact that I see it now makes me want to do it way more. But I mean,
Hey.
well, population. Do you think population's range is as polar as it should be in the money here? I mean, somebody this deep can be aggressive enough where it makes sense.
Or are they gonna actually fold any aces?
Because this range gonna be very wide.
Yeah. And then, yeah, I mean, people might even be raising more than this. I've seen good aggressive players when they're in the money just try to assert themselves and just be aggressive. So maybe this is pretty cool. I like this. I like this raise setups.
I like the 6, 7, 8, 7 suited.
At first, I was shitting on it because I was like, man, I would fucking pure call this. But find
Right, it's
another
not
one.
there's more call than raise on this one. It will be the wise decision.
55, 45 though. It's like cool. Ace 3, you know, it's I dig it. Ace 2 off is pure. So
this tells me, I think they're supposed to fold some better aces, and if they're not, then this becomes bad, I think.
yeah, I mean, and I'll tell you what, versus population, some unknown. I'm almost still convinced that I'm not gonna really fuck with the guys too much. And just play it in position as a call and just call a lot of hands here. Instead of playing bloating pots when I unnecessarily. Obviously, I'm gonna raise this, but even if you're not balanced in these spot, I wonder if that matters much.
Can you guys see my video when I speak?
Well, this isn't gonna. No, we're just gonna fold this. I'm gonna give you another one. This one's easy. The good shit of your range and fold the bad.
It's a big
He's gonna
shot.
raise you again, and we're gonna fold. Ooh, no, you get a chance to do something here at 20 big blinds as well, setups.
Queen 2.
And we're
don't
in the
think-
money.
I don't think it's a raise. I think call. There's no check.
Just calling
Jam.
Jam. Who said that?
20
Hey.
bigs. You have to be.
Wait, we're not on the, I'm sorry, this is post money bubble or is this on the money bubble?
In the money.
Maybe not jam.
Yeah, 20 big blind. I find it due to jam Queen 2s. I'll just check the sun.
So let me ask you
No.
something about your strategy here, Setups. Let me do you think we have a polar or a linear strategy here in the big blind when he just checks? Just say polar or linear. What do you think about the strategy? Which one?
For at 20 big blind, I think we're on a polar strategy. We have a good lot of shove. Maybe Queen 2 is shoving, but I have a hard time putting a shove.
Well, we had this discussion.
Yeah, I know.
earlier. We may not need to. You probably accomplish a lot of the same things that you want to accomplish by raising
Yeah, maybe
instead of just jamming. So I don't know. There's some portions of my range I'm eliminating punts with in this spot, and I think this might mix raise.
I like raise.
Um,
I do like
yeah,
raise.
I think we're using a pretty.
I
polar
know that this
strategy with
this
so,
portion of the range, but I think it's a start to.
Yeah, I would raise this a lot because I mean, look at this. We have like
It does jam some, by the way.
Yes, it does.
It's
It
pretty
also,
wild.
I mean,
25% of the
obviously
time.
check the back.
Why, I feel
25%
like
of
it's
the
a punt.
time. Yeah, I mean, even this King Deuce and some of these, I'm just seeing team raise some of this, and then especially in the mid stakes where global. No, but you can't even have a database there. So yeah, it's like you can get away with murder with some of this stuff, man. That was a very good hand to see as well, because yeah, we want to be raising. It's a polar strategy. Whoa.
Oof. You can call for the big blind with the Jack 10.
You
I
can?
don't think it's a. No, you can't.
Oh, you said you can't. I was gonna say,
Oh,
damn,
it's a
son.
fold. I'm pretty sure it's a fold.
Yeah, your range is tight as hell in the money here. 9s plus, even ace 10 sad, ace jack suited, but ace jack suited. Yeah, golly.
What's the worst hands the big blind's jamming here? Can we see that, or is that not available? Oh, there you go. Fully
Golly.
bigs.
In the
It might
money,
be like 1 or 2%, like 2% of hands or something, like
In fact, you go with
1.5%.
9 plus, ace queen off, and ace 10 suit.
Little pairs.
Even then, ace jack, ace 10
This is
fold
it.
more than call.
0.3%.
ace queen, 2s, 3s, and 4s, and then some of these suited aces at partial frequency. This is a blip.
You see this abandoned ship. Called
Right.
queen, kings, and aces.
Yeah. No, and I mean, we think about this in context because this is a solver. In real life, it's ace king, ace queen, jacks,
Right.
10s. It said, fuck it, I'm not doing anything else for jamming because I don't need anything else.
Even
Go ahead
ace.
and fold your ace 10 suited here. Ace jack suited probably can fold. Ace queen.
I've seen people show up with, I've seen people just show up with kings here, just doing this shit. Like,
I'm in the box with ace queen, honestly. Like,
I'm not, I'm snapping ace queen, but that's me. But no, in real life, like if somebody does this in the money for this many 40 big blinds is likely going to be a top 5 stack and whatever the hell you're in, it feels really bad, right? And their range at this stack depth is probably going to be like ace king.
Yeah, like
Right,
I would
Seth?
want ace king, blocking aces and kings. Yep.
Boo. We get clicked on. Can you fold this to a click? Set
No,
up,
it's
would you fold?
I think the solver is gonna be tight. I will have called this in real life, but I think it's a fold.
I'm folding offsuit. I don't care.
Yeah, somebody actually has the balls to make this bet and they know it's a thing. I would be, the spidey senses would be tingling like, dude.
See, this is one of those fairy tale ranges, right? Is what I call them. Like, it's something you just don't see polar in game. It's just the
Never.
nut peddling in game. So
Exactly. That's
solver
it.
might call, but you snap fold in game.
Because I mean, people that do this raising game, it's they don't even have any of the yellow stuff below jacks doesn't exist. So it's literally like, I don't even think ace queen makes this. Ace queen and jack probably rip. So it's like queens plus. Ace king probably fucking rips on you.
Solver, I think, is gonna almost pure call this, but yeah. It's
Look at this
real
call range.
life.
Yeah,
Real
you're
life
gonna
is
get
just
slaughtered.
folding.
Pig to the slaughter if you're calling this very stat in game.
What are you saying, Beach? You think they just...
Oh, I was just saying that solver is gonna pure call this because of what their big blinds raising range is in the solver. But since you can eliminate a lot of that in real life, I just fold this.
Yeah, some guy's gonna be running like 16-7 or something, like 3-bet you to this size, and I might fold every.
Yeah,
dude.
instead of being
Every.
ahead of half of their range, you're behind 100% of it.
Yeah. I mean, unless I have a
That's
specific
it.
note that the guy will, that the guy does this spewy, I'm just gonna fold this.
Yeah, and we're in the money. Just preserve those ships, right? All right, said Abs, I lied to you. Well, now we saw.
Oof.
Damn.
We saw
This one
that
hurts.
it's a fold because you
At
need
40,
to
it was a
decide,
fold.
At 40 it was a fold, and they still think maybe the ace nine is gonna start having call, but I think
Uh-oh.
it's mid fold and call. Let's go for a call.
He's in there. Let's go for it. What's the worst offsuit ace you call here? Are you calling ace jack off if you 3x it? Are you calling ace 10 off?
Yeah, ace jack off to
Ace jack off.
as
What's
the-
the worst
as the-
pair?
The worst pair. The pair. I'll go
Pocket
to the
eights?
twos. Pocket twos.
Pocket two.
I'm with Molten Ace 10 suited.
No, the solver in fact is gonna be around pocket 7.
Pocket, I
Pocket
would say
sevens.
pocket eights. Pocket eights.
Pocket eights for Skates. He's treating this like the price is right. Has to get it in. Let's see.
Sevens feels good.
Full frequency fives. Damn, we were too tight. Ace 10 off. Fives plus. Ace 9. King queen just got. King queen suited. Damn, this would hurt my soul to raise.
It's
fold,
because
man.
king queen is so much dominate against linear
Dominator.
3-bet.
Also, this range, I mean, look at this. 2 sevens, 8s, 9s, couple raggedy aces, king 6, king 7, and that's it. All right. Set Habs, thank you, sir. I appreciate
Yes.
that. Let's do. I have PTSD because nobody ever has a king. I know, right? It's only the goods. You call there and they show you ace jack, ace queen, and you know it, and you still want to. You just know it's ace queen, ace jack.
It's because you must think, in fact, that you're playing Phil Ivey and Daniel Negreanu when you're playing the solver. So they're gonna have some move, a lot of move.
Yeah, they're gonna have the goods for sure.
No, but they're gonna have some bluffs too.
I know you can find the bluffs. I only have PTSD. Andrew, if you're more than welcome to get in here and do a quick set, give us your thoughts on these situations. How you doing, man?
Yeah, sure.
Let's do it, man.
I've been multitasking, but yeah.
It's okay.
I just over raise burst limps always, basically. So, like
I think it's good.
I'm solver probably checks a lot here, but I'm raising. Especially if we're like approaching a bubble or if there's like some ICM pressure, 25 bigs, that's usually the case. So yeah.
And that works out pretty well for you at exploitative sense. How do you feel? How do you feel up? Yeah.
Oh yeah, completely. I mean, it's like, I don't know. I need to I haven't pulled up my stats, but it's just like I know that it works more than it should. Like I either win pre-flop too much or I win on the flop too much. It's just like people are not defend like that, people will like get mad and call and then like check fold the flop. You know what I mean? It's just like or like float once and then fold to the second barrel, or it's hard. It's like to defend when you cap yourself, and so I play on that assumption.
What stakes do you play?
I mean, like 30s to 100s. Yeah, I prefer not to. I didn't forgot to change my name back, but yeah.
That was cool. No, you don't have to say what sites and name and all that, and we're just all here.
Bet online, bet online,
all this stuff,
global, and Bovada, my top 3. But
nice. So you hear that, guys? That's the exploit we were saying a little bit earlier. Like, I think sometimes we play in a basic framework, and people play very fucking poorly in the mid stakes and the lower stakes versus raise, and they play pretty face up in these situations.
I mean, I definitely modify versus regs though, because they know that I do this, and I've torched a bunch of them times. So like, I focus, like if they have a purple tag, if they're a limper or something like that, like it's just like automatic, like any two cards basically.
Yep, and I mean you could see it here. If it's mixing versus a solver versus the human, it's not going to play as well pre, post, or at any stage of this. And they're just going to get shit on a lot, especially in situations in the money and on money bubbles. But the key is having a read, being an unknown, and going from there. Okay,
Ooh.
that one just, I'm not even going to go through
Yeah.
the whole thing with that. It's just dog shit. We're probably going to raise and then get jammed on and have to snap it off. We looked at this range earlier. So I'm trying to find us a good spot that's a little bit unique. We probably, okay. So mixing here, but versus population, raising this.
For sure.
And what size? 3x?
3x.
3x.
Yeah, exclusively.
And look at this.
Yeah, all that
And-
junk, you know, yeah, all that
all
awesome,
this.
trashy is just, it's so easy because it's just like, I don't know. It's like you can't fuck it up. Like it's just like raise. Like,
Yeah. Your opponents are going to be playing a lot of tables distracted as hell. They're not going to play well versus that. In the $11 hunter or whatever.
Right.
You're going to be okay.
I think I tend to rip these offsuit kings at like 15 and below, but I wonder if that's too a little out of control.
Yeah, we can look at that
Yes.
since we're not calling this and that's not. And we were having this discussion. I'm not sure if you were here for it, but ripping this portion, these off, yeah, sure, we garner a lot of fold equity, but do we feel like just raising 2.5x would be equally as good in this spot? And not risking as much in this spot, right?
No, you're right. Yeah.
No, I think we want like the ace X. We could rip more of the ace X and only rip the better king X. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Not-
yeah,
not
I mean,
that
in
worse,
that case,
yeah.
but yeah, I just think like this is an adjustment I'm trying to make like you, Andrew. I think I have that leak sometimes where I can just at 15 just see like king 8, king 9, king 10
Right. Just be
here.
like, fuck it. Yeah.
Fuck it. It feels like it's going to be way ahead of their range, and and then not taking a moment to set back and realize like if I just go 2.5x, not only do I accomplish all the same things, but I also may be able to just bet small on flops and also take it down there and not risk my whole stack because they just get to play perfectly and they make it super easy on them.
For sure.
You know, and I'm tired of busting myself like that. Obviously, this suited region makes more sense because we don't want to raise fold this.
Right.
And it runs out much better, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
I think I've been doing a lot of HRZ stuff, and there's scenarios that I want to pick out for like no locking, but like I think people overfold the shoves, so I just assume it could have a higher EV. But if they overfold to a 3x as well, then it's like, you know, you don't need to
risk
shove,
it.
right? So
yeah. And then maybe we structure our shoving range differently, you know, because this range plays so poorly. And if this is printing as much EV and we don't bust out of the tournament into money, there's a lot of value into that, right?
Sure.
But jamming some of this region here, I still like it because I don't want to raise fold it, and it's going to run pretty well when called versus
you always have equity. Like
Who's jamming that king 6, king 5, queen 6, queen 5, that kind of
suited this suited stuff? Oh, I mean, this is easy as hell. This stuff, don't miss. This is the stuff where I misinterpret my range in game and rip it, kind of like Andrew says. I would look down at some of these offsuit king X with like 14, 15 bigs and just fucking rip it. And then just be wrong and get called and be dead.
What are you doing with ace 6, ace 7, ace 8, any ace 9?
Any offsuit, ace X is just the most standard jam in the game.
The suited
jam. I probably don't even differentiate ace 4, ace 5. I probably just jam ace through to ace 9 without even thinking about it.
Yeah, because like a 15.
Because I can't be thinking in game when I'm 10 tabling. Well, is it the ace 6 that's partial? Like, yeah, fuck it, just jam it all. Like it's a suited ace. The EV is going to be good.
Yeah.
Easy 3x, or would you like, or do you have the same theory with your pairs in these spots, or are you still going to 3x the pairs?
Oh, the low pair, like 2s through 5s, I'm just ripping. I feel like even at 25,
jamming here for Molten, jamming, deuces, 3s, 4s, and 5s. I would probably be ripping these as well, but I wonder if we had any rips at 25. in the money, or if the range
Right.
didn't jam
I-
as much
I
in the
don't-
money. I don't think we jam in the money.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm feeling like fives or
25.
even fours plus. Fives or fours
Yeah.
plus. I'm feeling. Well,
No,
fours
there's
plus.
no jams.
There's no jams, but
No,
Oh.
yeah, I know. Yeah, we just no
Can we
jams.
just- Yeah,
But
can
it
we
is-
put
it
a
look-
couple
totally
stages
fours,
though?
but-
I'm just
Oop.
curious, like, can we put up like 50%, 25% in the money? I'm
Yes.
just, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, these hands,
Those are just
and this
pure
is the big
calls.
difference. And this is when we're in the money with 20. We get jams when we get a little bit shorter. So this will be good to look at. We'll stop there because not stop there. I just want to look at some of these charts. From my man, real quick. Go here to 50 and 50% of the money. There we had 25. Then we're gonna go BBB, and you were in a small blind first in range.
I think that's a big mistake to jam like these pairs there in this stage. Yeah.
Well, no, you will have jams, but it's just shallower.
Right.
It's
Shallow,
20.
yeah.
No,
Not
yeah,
at
I
this
mean,
like that. That's what I'm saying.
2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s. Yeah, like just no all ins. We go down to 20, 50%. Now you're all in. So that's all.
Okay.
We just want to be at 20. 25 is a
20.
bit much.
20 or less.
Does anything, how about on the money bubble symmetrically? Does anything change? BBB. This is a good one to look at because
That would
money
be
bubble
interesting.
matters. Yeah, here you go.
Right.
So the money bubble
call.
matters a lot much, and their calling range is highly condensed, right? They can't call much, constricted, I should say.
So
Yeah,
we're
that's 20.
always jamming deuces at pretty much anything.
Beats, take care, brother. Good seeing you, man, and thanks for hanging out today. Maybe see you tonight or whenever, bud. I'll have to play poker tonight. Oh yeah, at 20 bigs, yeah, we go crazy from there. And then I want to see if final table with that stacked up. This is a good question. I mean, obviously it's going to depend. No, small blind 25. Because I've had some of these spots. 20, this is a really good one to look at. So small blind has 20, big blind has 17. There's a bunch of ICM pressure. Are we still just going ape shit? Whoa! Oh man, I'm a nit.
This is what final table?
Yes. God,
This is insane.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at this and I'm just thinking about how much of EV I torched. You raise too much of the jam range. I'm too tight. I fucking fold some of this shit.
Because other people are thinking, oh, I gotta, have ace jack or better, even ace queen or better, ace 10 or better. You can even call, and like most of the time they're not getting those hands. I don't know.
Versus RFI. Yeah, the big blind's range in this spot. Heroes position, small blind, opponent's range. Oh, I can't do that. I have to go BVB. Big blind versus small blind all in at the final table.
Yeah, I mean,
it's looser than I thought. I thought it'd be ace 10 off, ace jack off plus, but yeah.
Yeah, I thought it'd be looser.
But look how much this range is. You get to jam this much, and Nate can only call with this.
yeah, but this is also like really important where like if someone is not ICM aware or they just don't care, like this is where you can torch, because if they're like just like fuck it, I'm calling ace 7 and stuff and ace 5, they just, you can tell they don't really know anything about ICM, or they're just like, I don't know.
You can tell a guy's playing a very high VPIP at a final table, limping, raising everything, calling raises.
Yeah.
Don't jam this into that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't jam this. That guy does not give a fuck and will call you with ace 3 off, ace deuce off, king 10 off.
Yeah.
But a normal person who's kind of like battling for pay jumps and shit, you can kind of just do this and be pretty safe.
Yeah.
But being able to differentiate is very important. Let's do one more quick run of these because I think this is I'm learning a lot as well, and I'm good. Before we do you guys want to run some final table, or do you want to go back and into the inside the money, in the money? Final table or in the money?
I don't know.
Final
You
table.
want to
In the money-
start within the money and then go down to like 2 tables and then final table, so we got that progression.
I wish I had that much time.
Okay.
We've been doing it since 12:15. We do this
Yeah,
every
that's
week
true.
at 12:15.
I think in the money, since most people get in the money anyway.
Okay, that's getting
Okay.
close. What else? Anybody else vote?
In final table.
Final table in the money.
You make final table a lot, Sidhead?
Hell yeah, he does. Have you heard this man play poker? He's the most aggressive player I've ever heard in my life. He's 3-bet. He has a 24% 3-bet.
I'm
You know
gonna do that
anybody
one
else
day.
with a 24%
That's
3-bet?
not a
One
good
day.
stats. I need to be lower that.
That's something to be proud of. I've never seen it in my life. They let us drill final table. This should be good. You gonna let me play like this? We'll have some fun on the way out. Andrew, you only got a few hands in there. I think you were at 3, so you can start us off here and give us a few. Then I'll call on somebody else. Or if you like, I know you were multitasking, so if you're busy,
Oh,
that's
sorry.
okay.
What are the stacks behind? I can't see the. Oh, yeah.
Oh, here, I'll make this larger
This
as
is
well.
tough.
There we go.
I think you just wait. It's final table.
Yep.
Man, I think this is a call, but it feels it's probably ace queen plus.
What's the worst pair you call with?
Want to say, I mean, I guess probably 8s or 9s.
8s or 9s plus ace jack
Because we
off
ladder.
plus
10s plus. I would say 10s
8
plus.
says 10s plus. What are you thinking,
10s,
Molten?
maybe
9s
even
plus?
jacks.
Jack suited ace queen off.
9s plus ace jack suited ace queen off.
That's how I feel. I've seen that range so much, and we're covered by one player behind. But I wonder, man. Let's go ahead and this would be a very, very, very hard spot in the game right
Maybe
now.
9s plus.
Sedhab says you cannot shove over the top. You hear me? Do not. Because when you call the 10, his range becomes like fucking super tight. Even if you by just virtue of calling, he can't do anything.
Never, Jam. Never.
Do not shove this. I'm not kidding.
Not even ace queen.
I want to see you win a bracelet one day. You cannot jam this.
I think our jamming range is very, very narrow here. Yeah,
Ace
just
king
ace king
suited. Yeah, and look, ace jack, ace queen off plus ace jack suited and 9s plus.
Nice.
8s are coming.
Close.
Oh, got to run a meeting. Take care, Andrew. Thanks for hanging
guys.
out, man.
Yeah.
Good
See
luck,
ya.
buddy. See ya. Savage Ashes. Let's do it, brother.
Throw it up. Let's do it. Call. Wait.
Woo!
Yeah, call. I think I have to call here.
You have a 9, a 10, and 2 10s. We're effectively in second.
Yeah, but if we win this hand, we're chip leader by 2x everyone else, and we can just run over everyone else.
No, I'm pretty sure. I think ace 9 mixes. It starts to want calls at ace 10 plus. Even though I wouldn't like start calling at ace jack plus. But well,
in fact,
and then ace 7 suited plus, and then 6 plus. I think
it's every ace you call every
ace.
Not every ace. Not every ace.
No,
I think ace 8 is mixes folds, but I don't think this mixes folds. I think this
All
does.
right, let's see.
maybe I'm wrong. I think ace 9 mixes folds.
I'm actually kind of scared to call this with these guys. I mean, I'm not going to say that I would fucking might fold this at some final tables.
I might be torching here.
I don't know.
I think we saw it.
Maybe this is the bottom. Oh, this is so sick. These spots
I think you have to call
hard.
with every suited Broadway. You have to call with the king 10 off, and you have to call with king 8 suit.
Yeah,
no, I don't think so. No, that's too wide.
Ace 10 off.
I am poaching.
God, my nitty ass. Oh man, I would fold this in game.
I was right. You see, Ace.
I would have
well, I
marked this. This is a markable hand. This is a really tough one.
6 is plus, 6 is plus, ace 10, and then ace 8 suited plus.
I'm assuming it's because we wrote third in chips. If I will,
We're
fifth in
second.
chips or sixth in chips. Oh yeah, I guess tied for second with hijack.
I mean, tie for second. Yeah, it's the hardest shit in the world. I fold here and just cry and mark the hand.
So
Who's
every
calling?
time-
Who's calling?
Hold on. What's
Sorry.
that said?
I was just wondering, so every time on the final table, if there's stack 50% of the stack that below you, you need to play as a nit.
Yep. You got to be fucking really nitty. You have 3 stacks covered here, man. I think that's
Okay.
the big takeaway. We have 3 stacks covered. Oh, we just knit it up, man. They'll make mistakes before you. They got to get it in before we have a top 3. We have a podium on the line right now. I mean,
Yeah, it also
how
matters-
wide do you think he jamming? Like, he's probably going ape shit here.
I think he's 82. Oh, very close to it.
Yeah,
No,
he
that
should-
wild?
I think he's wide in his shove.
I'm sure he's white as hell, but any 2? I don't know about that. That would be sweet. Any 2, goddamn it. I'm bad at this spot as well.
That's why on that spot I always call with any ace because of this.
You
Well,
see
not any
this?
two, most twos, not any 2. Yeah.
And you know what, Sam? Your call, although with the risk premium, it's still printing. It's just not profitable enough, and it's not even showing the chip values because it's not ran. I don't know. Golly, Molten.
What the heck is this?
It's giving us the hardest spots of all time, actually.
I'll be honest, in game, I'm too nitty here and I would fold. I don't know for sure though.
It's really hard.
It's
Uh,
weird,
yeah.
but I think it's a call.
I'm just. Yeah,
Yeah?
I'm folding here.
Ooh,
With
he's
Swabbling at
folding
6.
setups, calling.
Never
Danny?
jam, right?
Danny.
I'm thinking
Danny
about jam or
Scott.
fold. I'm thinking about jam or fold.
Jam, Danny Scott's jamming.
I could see jam.
Skates jammer folding. Set Habs is calling. And Nash
Yeah.
is folding.
Yeah, jam or fold.
Somebody is dead wrong here. Somebody's blundered. Who's it gonna be?
But actually, you know what? I think always fold because look at the 6 big
Oh,
blinds.
wow, it's.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm right.
You
Jam.
said jam or fold. You hedged. You
It's
can't
just-
be
it's
right. There's no right when you hedge, sir.
So it's just jam.
Set
We'll
apps.
see
We can't.
that
There's
too.
no look. We have no calling range. Or 0.4%. Yeah,
Queen 10 toes are taking this. Wow.
man.
Okay.
I need to
Fear-
look at
fear-
this as
fears.
well. It feels really tough, doesn't it, man?
Yeah.
Ace jack feels disgusting, but
Oh my fucking god. Oh, we're short a stack though. We're short a stack. I think this calls, but I hate my
Yes, it's
life.
a call. No, yeah, you need to call something. Then if you fold this, stop playing.
I don't think I don't think I'm disciplined enough to fold this.
you
I
know
don't think I
what?
can
I don't
fold.
think so.
You know, I think this does mix folds, and it wants
Okay.
ace queen. It wants
So
maybe
you just feel like
ace-
these things, but you don't like. So you feel like this one just makes folds. Okay.
I feel like this is what I feel, and I feel like ace king, all the ace king calls, of
Yeah, of
course,
course.
and maybe the ace queen.
Okay.
The ace
Folds
queen
ever.
probably always calls. I
I think
this
ace jack
calls.
might fold.
I don't think this
I would.
calls.
Whoa, ace jack, that's what the?
This
Okay,
is a
I'm
set
way too
habs
nitty.
range.
It calls.
Important
with
that
you,
we're in
idiot.
last place. We're in last place here.
Well, I don't know
Yeah,
anything
okay,
about
that makes
final
more
table,
sense.
so is this final table?
Yes,
Yeah.
it says so. We
What do
can-
you mean? Is
at
this
the final
final table? Skate, you're just out here asking questions, spitting after every person talks, and you don't even know what's going on. Please, of course you know it's a final table. It says it right here. We're good.
Huh.
Yes.
Yeah, see, this is why I don't win.
No. Yeah. I mean, we just sit back, take time,
Okay,
observe
so-
everything, and do it.
This majority folds. I'm wondering how much can we get out of line here?
Well, yeah, this might fold, but what would you get out of line? What would be the bottom of your all-in range in a spot like this?
I'll probably jam ace deuce suited for sure. In terms of the suited stuff, but offsuit stuff. It's weird because I play differently against solver. Because I play much differently because I think people call too wide here, and therefore I have to adjust quite a bit.
Fair.
But against solver, maybe we can jam stuff like ace 5 off here. I wouldn't be surprised. And then like,
So risky.
All the suited aces. I'm jamming a ton of suited aces here.
yeah, ton suited aces. Not ace 6, not ace 7, but like maybe ace 9, ace 8, and then ace 5, and then nothing else on the offsuit.
I mean,
Okay.
here it is.
Okay,
Don't
no
even fuck
offsuit, no
around.
offsuit.
No, fuck the offsuit stuff. I mean,
offsuit, okay,
I think when you think in these terms, like, what are your 3-bet bluffs going to be? Suited aces. That's it.
Suited. Okay.
I wouldn't even know in game to not jam ace 9 and probably just jam all my suited aces. Like, that's.
Yeah.
I probably fuck around and sometimes grief. Let me say, what do I mean? Sometimes I would have jammed ace jack.
I would have jammed ace 10 off. So yeah, I am definitely confused.
Are you mixing ace king suited there?
Eights plus, we get to jam ace 4. Mixing, hell no, I'm pure jamming ace king.
Even
Because
suited.
yeah, because I have PTSD and I'm gonna go 9 bigs and they're gonna call and it's gonna come like jack 8-7 or something, and then I'm gonna be down to 8 bigs. So I probably just jam
that is true.
everything.
That is true.
Like whatever the bad thing can happen when you raise an ace king and get flatted and you get the bet 7, 8, 9 board or something, that's what's gonna happen to me. Shit.
For in this one. About a second
Well,
thought.
what's the bottom?
Ace. Okay, so I think we have a calling range of maybe ace. I wouldn't know what to do with ace 10 suited, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, we are the second shortest stack. Take that into
Yeah.
consideration.
Yeah, that's
Because I think
think
that
ace
does
10
matter.
suited and ace jack off plus.
I'm gonna tell you what, your range is going to be tight as hell here. I don't know if it's ace queen mixing, ace queen suited, queens jacks plus or something fucking crazy as hell. I would imagine. This is a no-brainer. I'd probably snap fold ace 10 as well. So let's see. Do I need to get in ace 10? No. I would have folded ace jack as well. That would have been sad. I would have folded the 8s. Maybe even 9s. Funny.
You're calling range too.
Ace 10
Calling range.
suited. Wow, I might have folded ace 10 suited. I would have folded ace 10 suited. Shit. It's
Yeah,
zero
ace 10 suited was the
EV.
borderline for me.
But ace 10 suited 0 EV versus that.
Yeah. If it's 0 EV,
Well,
then it's probably a better fold in game because you can take better spots future game.
Yeah, like I would get tighter because of the other short stacks. Yeah.
Back from lunch.
Yeah.
Food porn. What did you eat? And you better not say McDonald's. No, McDonald's can slap. It's fine.
I like the quarter pounder with cheese. Okay.
We do the double cheeseburgers with mac sauce.
We're the biggest stack. How crazy can we go here?
Chicken Souvlaki, pita wrapping. Damn, that sounds good as fuck.
How crazy can we go? I'd rather have a suited. I'd rather have a blocker. So I'd rather 3-bet something like king 5, king 6 suited over this hand. Because at least we're blocking top of his range a little bit with the key.
Okay.
Here, I think it's better to fold.
So king 2, 3, 4, 5, ace 2, 3, 4, 5. And what size would you use?
1.5, like tiny. Like really tiny.
2.25?
2.25
Oh, I
sounds
see.
good.
Yeah. We don't even use those. Only these. Only the 8.
Only suited aces.
Yep.
Okay, we do use sometimes king 6 suited, so I wasn't too far off the king 5.
Nope. There are other instances, but he needs to be deeper, I think, in those iterations. I can see what your brain is picturing. I've seen that range where you mix in 3-bet even with these a little bit more, but I think the stack configuration is different.
That makes sense. Can we jam here? God
What
damn.
happens in game? Can we jam here? All in, call, dead.
I know, that's what
I do it all
Okay.
the time. Can I jam this?
I know-
think it's a good jam. All in, call, dead.
I'll be honest, I am leading jam here though. Because
Me too.
I am leading jam here. And because we're blocking, we have good suited.
Yeah, and
Good
it
suited
plays
Broadway.
well when called. But I mean, there's a 10 big blind stack here. I'll tell you what, man, this is always that nice little fork in the road where I decide I've been playing well. This is my first all in at the final table. I've done it and run straight into ace queen and the tournament's over.
Yeah, that's the issue, isn't it?
Yeah, all in. Call dead. You can also call.
Most-
You can also just call here, man. If you have that bad feeling in your gut, and if this guy's tight.
Yeah.
If this guy is not
Yeah.
a button stealer or something like that, maybe just
Yeah,
mostly
you could like,
jamming though.
yeah, I would mostly call and then like jam, probably like jam more of the jacks, mostly jam jacks, right?
Pocket jacks, of
Always.
course, bro. This is not
Yeah, yeah,
anything to do. This is queen jack.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but look at this, Asher. It's the ace 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh,
It's good to know.
yeah, this is really good to know.
The king
These
eight
are really
suited
good
island.
blocking. I
I
mean,
remember that. A little bit.
one thing we're seeing at these final tables is how important having an ace blocker is.
Yep.
You need a fucking ace to make some of these plays as bluffs. And then look at ace queen suited, ace jack off. How many times have you went just all in with ace jack suited
Too
off,
many.
whatever? Too many.
Too many. Too
Yeah,
many.
I would just snap jam that button open with ace jack.
What's going on with king 8 suited?
I didn't see
It's
it.
a final table. You gotta have some respect.
I know I'm disrespectful as hell in some of those spots. I used to be.
In the final table-
I'm new. That was years ago. This is the final table.
I might just
Also, we
fork
can
this.
cooler him if we flat.
True.
I don't know what our defending range looks like. It could be. Okay, never mind. I changed my mind. I did say
would
fold. Crap.
fold. I would have I would have had fold any before it even got to him if I seen this in real life. The fold button would have been clicked. You understand? I mean, the solver, it's a different world. If you see this at this configuration in real life,
Yeah,
fucking
fold.
snap. I don't even know what my range is gonna be. Just suited and shit that can break, and it's even gonna be tight from that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, the suited stuff. A lot of the suited stuff folds as well.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be a
I
suited
think
two
also-
gapper, like something like a flop, a fucking 2 pair straight flush, combo draw.
King 3 suited? I think we call with that, right?
Yeah, I would call with like the suited paint, but honestly, like what is this gonna do versus? I don't know.
I expected that 9-4, 8-3, 7 deuce triangle to be a lot bigger than it is here of folds.
Yeah, and in real life, if somebody's doing this, because this solver range is, he doesn't have all the just nuts in it. A real person is not going to be doing this with ace 8. A real person doesn't have king jack. They just jam everything. All right, we'll do one more after this, and then that'll be it. Ooh, 3-handed here with pocket sevens.
With the amount of flattening I've seen with bigger pairs, I think this could flat. I think jamming could be too wide with sevens.
Because
I
you're
think-
really attacking, because he's opening a polar range with the best. You never really get
Yeah.
caught by worse. And
Exactly.
I'll tell you what, old school me would only jam here. And I still have a hard time seeing this open and not just ripping it with sevens.
I think we are ripping it here.
Said Habs, are you ever just calling this?
I'm just calling you with 7. for a sec, no.
You are, of course not, he says. Hell no.
It's
Like,
a,
we're three-handed now. There's not too much ICM pressure.
I think it's a
That is true.
100%
That is true. Three-handed.
shove.
I would jam this every time, but I want to see, because I know what you're saying, Ash, is like in other like other spots at a tournament, inflection points where like we're in a final table bubble or in stuff like that, we just call raises with these hands. Here, I fucking would rip it, but I'm not sure.
I look to see the spot too. Oh, we are ripping it.
Yeah. But look at pocket
Babies.
nines though, in sixes.
Wow. We're ripping this, but not nines. That's
Well,
I
not
guess does this make
nines,
it
it says. I'm fucking snap ripping nines as
I
well.
don't know. I'm not finding the black or nines.
I'm not even thinking about that island if I actually see a game. My brain would wig out and just fucking jam anyway. But yeah, I mean, I guess you could slow play some nines of all these. If you got a photographic memory, you can remember to just call nines in this spot. God bless you.
It's like nines blocking his bluff or something, or
Yeah, I was wondering that too. It must be a
I
function of
should have
his
taken
raise
it like the
range.
bottom of his range.
Yeah,
Okay. Ace 10 off here.
like
We're
with
raising
tens, you,
we cover button, but we don't cover big blind.
Yeah.
Card off 6. We do have good blockers. These. Sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna fold this one. I'm gonna be a nitty here and fold.
Never folding.
Never fold. Is it
Ever.
This is a mandatory? Okay. I can see
I
that.
mean, it feels mandatory as hell to me. I mean, I'm saying I would never fold. I don't know if it is. Danny, you opening this?
I would find the tight fold here most of the time, unless I think the table is very weak. If I'm playing against good opponents at an FT under the gun, I'm just gonna fold here. Like, we're a
always
mid
fold.
stack.
Fold.
It's the big stack and the big blind. There's
Zed
a
Habs,
super
would you
shorty.
fold? I need you here.
Oh, it's a raise. For sure, it's a raise.
I got somebody. I always got somebody on my side when I need an aggressive body.
But
an
I
aggressive
think it's a UTG plus I think it's a fold, but you go larger. Why it's bottom, but I will have raise.
All right, you guys are a little bit right. I would actually never fold this, so to see it's folded a little bit makes sense. It's folded 30% of the time. I was nervous if it was gonna be a full frequency fold. Holy shit!
I just, I don't
fold.
like ace 10 off.
Why?
Why?
When you're thinking of the value of the hand, I'm thinking like dude, these cats on final tables most times play tight as
They do.
you'll
You
get
have good
turbo
blockers.
folded around. You have an ace blocker. It plays well with like, yeah, it's good. You block tens, you have an ace blocker. Nobody really wants to flat anymore. Guys are playing pretty tight.
Yeah,
You can play it doesn't hurt your utility. That's the way I see the game in this
Yeah.
Like, what better hands are you getting to fold?
It doesn't hurt your utility. I like how you say it. So if you had 20 bigs, would you be more inclined to
Get me
just
out.
muck? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Alright, I like it.
Yeah, I mean, here I just lose, I go back through, and even if I lose the 2, get hit with the block, I'm still chilling.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still gonna be like a top 3 stack, top 4 stack, and there's a lot more pressure on other people than me. Plus, I want to see that. Am I supposed to be folding this at 20?
Sorry, Skate, were you asking something too?
I'm sorry, Bot. Go ahead, Bot.
No, I think I was done. Maybe I was
22
yawning.
bigs. This configuration looks kind of disgusting for 22 big. Golly. We are Heroes Position, RFI, EP. Yep, still going. You're gonna be in here even more with the blockers. Can't be scared. Ace 10 bot.
Alright,
Yep.
I'll click
Tuck your
the
nits
button.
in and click the min raise button and deal with it.
No,
Even
I
here
got
with
rid of
22, it doesn't hurt that bad, right? It still doesn't, like, they're still stacked shorter than you. You still have enough chips to make a lot of different plays. Am I opening ace 9 here? Oh my god. Oh, I was about to say, no, the MP has 6 bigs.
So you open under the gun with ace 10 off and the 6 big blind guy goes all in.
Versus
You got a call,
EP.
right?
Surely, right? With ace ten off.
No,
Uh,
It's the only fold.
Oh.
it's the
wow.
stone bottom of your range.
I
And it's
would.
the
I would
That's
fold
what I
ace.
wasn't sure of.
I would have folded
Alright.
ace deuce suited before ace ten off. That's crazy.
No way. Suited aces, brother. Big deal. And I feel you. I mean, I would have called both. I don't have the discipline to raise
would've
fold for
hated it.
6 bigs. I would have never folded this.
I
Would you have
fold ace two
folded?
suited. I call ace three.
Danny, you fold to this? You raise and you fold to 6 bigs with ace 10? You got to call 4 more
think-
big blinds getting.
In
Man.
game, I would call and I would hate it. And
Me
then I
too.
would see that you're allowed
Is
to
it ne-
fold and be like, wow, I wanted to fold. Oh my god.
And still call.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
it
that-
negative
called, yeah.
EV to call with the ace 10 just for fun?
Oh, the EV, yeah, here. It is losing. Golly. I mean, his range does have you absolutely cooked. When this is what he's supposed to jam. Now,
Oh,
giving
okay,
your
that's why it's only
opponents
the ace
in
deuce
real
suited.
life will give up. You know, people will have some more hands they did. Some guy with 6 bigs will look down and just see some of this shit like, I'm not folding king 8. This is as good as it gets for me. They will see some of this and be like, well, this is it.
True.
So that's why I'm
Particularly
like-
king, queen.
Yeah, king, queen, king, jack, king 10 suited, queen, jack suited. You think somebody with 6 big blind is going to fold jack 10 suited pure, even versus a raise with 6 or ace 9? I don't think so, man.
I'll be honest. This 6 big blind range is shocking to me. I thought it'd be a little wider than this.
No,
Like,
it's
I was.
fucking.
Well, that's facing
Yeah.
an open.
I know,
Yeah.
but we're short of stack by a mile. So I
Yeah.
still.
Yeah, you have
That's
time.
still refreshing to me to look at it.
Look at this 6 big stack. I mean, it ain't just giving up either.
Which makes a lot of sense to me.
Yep.
Although I'm not finding the fold with deuces half the time. I'm just.
Nah, I've just shrugged it in. And if it shows me I can do it at all and I have no chips, get me out. Last place, get me out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think I gotta wrap it up. Right about now, I gotta go get the kiddos, chill up for a session tonight. But I hope today's session was very helpful. Like I think I recognize a lot of little leaks or things that can help people's games, you know. So yeah, just take all that consideration. We did a lot. I'm sure there's gonna be a big phase of us being way too aggressive, torching it until we find our footing. But I think today's session will be very helpful for sure.
Yeah, it was pretty nice. It made me learn more about like blind versus blind play, and how we should be playing, you know, in position, out of position, defending, and you know, going all in and stuff like that with blockers. And yeah, other than that, may the poker gods be with you all, and thanks again. I'll see you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See you next.
Next
I'll see
session.
you Tuesday, bro. I'll see you Tuesday session. So yeah.
I'll be there.
Anybody have any final words, final thoughts, or anything like that before we get out of here? Nope. Well, yeah, I
Maybe,
appreciate you guys. Go ahead, buddy. I'm sorry, Danny.
Is there a recording anywhere gonna be posted?
Yeah, Toe is currently recording this right now. So at the end of this session, whenever his schedule permits, he'll get this posted. So he's recording it and it'll be posted in the study groups section, I believe, under this post where we posted for today's study group. He posted it, tags it there. Yeah, post some of the cash stuff too. I know, man. I'm sorry. I have to record those and yeah, we'll get all that stuff out. But yeah, thank you guys for the support. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this and getting value out of it. I really want to see you guys do well. I consider you guys friends now in this group. We spend a lot of time together, so I need you guys to do well. And if there's anything I can do to help make these better, just let me know. And if you guys do enjoy these, please make sure to let the poker coaching team know. It helps us out a lot. And next week, we're going to be looking at, Kep was brought up something very good, turn double barrels after we c-bet and making sure we tighten up our game there. If we're missing c-bets, missing double barrels, it sucks. If we're using the wrong size, that's a big problem. So that's a big spot for EV loss. I think we're going to try to tidy up, and that'll be good for next week. So, and we're going to bring real life hand examples as well. So that should be good. But yeah, if there was nothing else,
I think this session, the big blind versus small blind is the hardest spot to learn in all spot. Yeah, the hardest. The range are so much wide, and to learn everything, you can just say that the king six is gonna be a shove or something like this. You need to think: is it polarized? Is it not?
Yeah.
Because,
and one big consideration, the biggest takeaway from today is those partial frequency shoves that you have in certain points in the tournament may just, the EV of raising may just be higher, or may not higher, but raising may just be better because your opponents aren't playing theoretically sound in the spot. So by you just jamming, you just let them play perfectly with the hand that you could have just raised folded, especially with some of the offsuit dog shit. And raising more offsuit dog shit versus these people is going to be better because a lot of hands are mixed frequency and people need to play well versus that. That would be my biggest takeaways from the day. So, all right, guys, good luck on the grind. Be sure to share that success when you guys get those scores. And I will see you guys this Saturday for the study stream. Good luck. Peace out.
Yeah.
Peace.
Bye, boys. What time the study stream?
Oh, the study stream is at 12:15. Yeah, all of my study sessions are at 12:15.
The same hour than we did today.
Yep, the same hour on Saturday. This Saturday.
I'll try to be there. So I'll catch you next time.
All right, take care, guys. Good luck. Peace.
Later, guys. Peace.
Later.
Yeah.
All in.